I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise, the weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. Desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise, the weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. Desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise, the weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. Desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise, the weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. Desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise. The weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. Desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise. The weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. Desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise. The weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. Desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise. The weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise, the weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. Gaze upon me. Become me. I see desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise, the weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel.
Hello, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first ever stream for the MOBA 5v5 Hornbill Esports Championship Season 2. Today is the first day for the round of 32, and we will be seeing some amazing showdowns to see which team makes it up until the top 16. We had started with an amazing number of 256 teams, and we have come down to the top 32. This is not just a battle to be the best, this is a battle to show what you are worth, to what the teams have been fighting for so long. And this is a show of the very, very skilled and the very best altogether. This will be me, Sarah, your caster, joined by none other than the very talented Shinryu, and we will be taking you through the first match for tonight. Shinryu, hello. Unfortunately, a little bit of a technical issue on his half. But, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you that we have our sponsors, Naga Beans, who are a Korean cafe in Kohima. Nagaland Doors is a Nagaland based brand specializing in custom made doors, interior solutions, and architectural products. The tournament is being organized by the Esports Association of Nagaland and the Department of Youth Resources and Sports, Government of Nagaland. We will be starting off with the first match of the day, which is going to be between Team Elusivity Esports versus Team NTD. Two amazing names in the current scene, two underdogs rising to the top to show them that they are nothing less than the best of the best. We have started on with the draft already, and Shinryu will be with us very soon. So let us just wait for him while we get to see the draft as of now. Both teams, they are known for their team fight compositions, the sustain heroes that they pick up, and they would really love to showcase that all over again now that even the fighters are back into the gold lane for their meta. Now, while the teams are getting ready, I do believe that we will be getting to see, getting to judge what each of these teams are worth. And Shinryu, if you're back with us, give us your thought.
Well, I think I have been so much of a guest this time around because this is a long wait for me, right, to actually speak up. But finally, we are here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Like Sarah said, this will be the first stream indeed, and we would love to, invite you to this joyous occasion of the Hornbill Festival. This is not just an esports festival. This is much more than just esports, right? So we are here to celebrate, of course, but the celebration has to wait for these rounds to actually get completed, right? Right now, you're watching the MOBA Legends 5v5 category where the teams are battling it out for the top 16s for now, and it's going to be very hectic, because as per the recent update, that top eight, not only top four, actually top eight teams are actually going to plan. And I tell you, not when I say top eight, it's going to be a very neck to neck battle because the teams, in the with the recent changes, Sarah, the teams have really climbed up to such a level that is so difficult to actually even judge them apart because anytime, any place, they can give us an upset, they can give us a surprise, and so much so that we have seen even the some of the best teams actually getting eliminated. And if I just have to mention one, it would be one of our favorite teams, that is like Revenant X Spark or X IGN. They could not make it to the top 32, so you can see how neck to neck the battles are for now.
Exactly so. And like you mentioned, it is actually going to be the top eight who makes it to the LAN championship itself. And that is going to be a first in the Indian community for eight teams from all over India to assemble on the grand stage in Nagaland at the Hornbill Festival to fight it out and be the champions of this tournament. And not only, we would also like to mention that the prize pool is a whopping 3 lakh INR and 1 lakh diamonds. So we really hope that everyone supports us. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the stream, and also support your favorite teams in the chat. We will be waiting for your comments.
Absolutely. Not only comments, but you can also predict down which teams you're supporting and which players you're supporting for throughout this tournament. It's going to be a long way because for now, this will be a best of three series, meaning the teams, they do get a second chance. If they're losing the first game, they still have a second chance. It's no more best of ones where losing once means that you get out of the tournament. So the surprises will be there, of course. But I hope we do not get too much of an upset because I think we all have our favorite teams, but sometimes the upset can really be, grieving for us because we really love and we really connect to certain players, and seeing them get defeated really hurts us, right? And for this game, like Sarah already have mentioned, this will be a battle between Team NTD onto the blue side, getting the first pick here, and they pick up the Zushin after the series of bans that they have taken already here. And for elusivity, they have the second pick. And look at the strong start here, Sarah. They get not only the Lancelot, but they even get the Baxia, and this is looking really, really strong start. I mean, when I say strong, I have to emphasis on the strong multiple number of times.
Exactly. So, like getting those picks so fast up right into the first phase itself. Like for the side of Team NTD, they have the Jukshin, the Yuzhong, and the Garut Kaja. The Yuzhong pick, I would be a little skeptical about that, judging from the fact that the Lapu Lapu or maybe the other EXP laners right now are a little bit stronger. However, if the user is proficient in it, you can always carry a game along with that hero. On the side of elusivity, though, like you mentioned, amazing heroes into those specific roles. Most probably Lapu going into the EXP. Yep, and it's Harriet onto the gold lane, and then the Baxia and the Lancelot to top it off. So that's a lot of frontline and a lot of damage altogether.
Absolutely. And talk about the damage as well as the sustain, right? Both the teams have a very good sustain. And for Zushin, I counter more as a utility hero compared to, the most basic damage, high damage heroes, like compared to a Farsa, compared to a Kadita even. I think the Zushin is more of the utility, which can really disrupt the front line. And judging by this pick, that is going to be the Harith, I still think there is a room for an Esmeralda to be actually shifted to the goal lane, and that can actually create a lot of problem. Yes, there is an anti-hero, the Baxia there, but sometimes you actually have to play against the counter. But no, this time it's not going to be that case. It's going to be a Bane coming really strong, magic for magic onto the goal lane, and also more magic being added to their draft. That's going to be the joy getting there. So more dashes means like both the heroes, they will be trying to go for the backline, like those assassination a lot more. So it's like who can protect their backline much better this time.
Exactly. So, like, you can pick up all the front line you want, but the main damage will be coming in from the back line, and that is who you need to protect. And for the side of Team NTD, Bane won't be in that much of a danger unless Corey decides to just jump in with the Lapurapu right into his face. Other than that, he does have the ability to play a lot safer. But then again, with the Farsa pick coming in right now, he's going to be zoned out a lot as well. So now it's up to the Yuzhong to actually zone out the Farsa itself and to control the entire direction of a team fight that is going to be taking place. But the only issue here is that Team NTD has 4 magic damage dealers. So what exactly can a Yuzhong do alone, being the only physical damage dealer, while Elusivity has the perfect balance as of now? We'll really have to see how this one works out. However, Shinryu, let us know your opinion on which draft you think is better.
Currently I've been really a fan of those two fighter drafts, if I be in my all honest opinion. But at the same time, I do understand the prospect that every game is different. Every lineup, every composition is different. This time around, it will be a very front to back composition coming in. It's not like an all brawly kind of composition. It's more like a stable one, where the teams would like to go for the farm, like to go for that, scaling kind of composition where they will bait it out or they will wait it out for the later phase of the game. The early game, yes, there is some damage, there is some potential that both the teams can hold on, but the major fights or the major changes would be seen through the mid to late game. That's where both the sides drafts will actually come and climb up to that level where they can come on par in terms of those objective contention, in terms of this conversion after taking a fight into those neutral objectives, not only neutral objectives but into those structures. We'll see, but already into the land of dawn we are for this first game. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Hornbill Championship, or the Hornbill Festival, right? So the go for this first game is between Team NTD onto the blue side and Team Elusivity onto the red side. And like you already can see, a bit of skirmish coming in, but no more further, kills will be there already on the board. So it's going to be a bit slow start for both the sides, but at the same time, I feel we're going to reach one of the easy matches of this game. Look at the mid lane though, yes,
Shinju forced to use of the bird form and will be forced back right into base. Both the teams would be going in for a goal lane rotation just to help their goal laners get that early advantage, which they do. Because as the game progresses, the Harith and the Bane kind of scale pretty equally. The only thing which Crisis will have the advantage of is the range. He will be able to move around the team fight and the map a lot better.
And the fact is, the mobility is gonna really matter. But again, mid lane, a bit of skirmish is played every time we just avert our eyes to the side lanes, which is gonna be a bit of stalemate until there is a rotation by both the teams. It's not gonna be a confirmed kill if there is no one. But the first turtle is here, meaning that this is gonna be very vital. And again, there you can see the shield unity being connected onto us Nintai, but it's still okay. They do not want to take any more, overextension out of that. But this is a dangerous pass, or so it's going to be really vital with those positioning. As you can see, the turtle already being started by NTD. They're in the vicinity,
Another airstrike will secure the kill onto Nintai right away. Quick little first blood for Henry right there, and there we go. On road as well. In, getting to secure the turtle with the red putting up the right there.
They get the turtle as well as the first blood, and that will secure them a good goal lead in the first couple of minutes of the game. And it's gonna be really wide with the greatest fighter. Cody Kubi was like in wait, but he wants to point with the kill. And yes, he does. That's a really aggressive start coming out from Canada League. The Esports in mid lane. What just happened?
Wow, and the next fight the AOG won't really be enough to get any kills there for Silent hero has been slain. Will just finish him off just like that. Beautiful work right there coming in from Elusivity, turning around those dire once more the rate of fire and secure it right there. Save our blinded by rate right there.
Absolutely, and I'm flabbergasted because this is a statement coming out from Elusivity right from the start. They are answering, not only answering, they're giving the aggression to such an extent that Team NTD did not have any room for contention. They did not have any room for answer back with their own damage because they know their damage is lacking in the early game, at least because Lucian does not deal as much as damage as the Farsa can in the early game. So this even is a signature pick for Shenzhou, because I remember him getting the MVP for a tournament, a LAN tournament, because of this specific pick, and this really speaks a lot, giving him his comfort, meaning that he can actually try and go for those aggressive plays. And even the rotation that can be outdone by the set of elusivity with the mid duo is really, really important. And as we speak of that, the next turtle will be really up soon. As you can see, elusivity already there with a good setup, and they want to get the vision, the intel to the rest of the team here.
Exactly. So, like, Madara is doing an amazing job of opening up the space for Shenzhou as well as Jeffrey right there. And that is what is actually making a lot of difference, because the Joy isn't able to contest. And there we go, Crimson Beacon already used up. So, what exactly will be happening at the turtle? There's that one utility getting used up, and there we go, Phantom Execution, one more. Jeffrey trying to go in for a little bit, but Conrad will be securing the turtle, stealing it right away under the eyes of 4 people. AOG does land, misses, doesn't really hit anyone. Feathered airstrike trying to leave some damage. Brave Spider right into the mark, but Bane with the deadly catch, an amazing rotation coming right in. The Mud Portal right into the play. Crisis will back off, but Phantom Execution once more. Kill secured by Shenzhou right away. Elusivity just not giving up, showing them that if you get the turtle, we will get the kills.
Did you see that Shenzhou waiting out on the ultimate for so long? Not only did he wait for the Black Dragon, he even waited for that AOG to actually being used up. Then only he used or opened up the ultimate again. Bot lane, blinded by Rage. Might be this time blinded by the damage coming out from the side of elusivity, and they get him taken down this time. The bot lane, that is going to be the EXP lane, is completely vulnerable, should get taken down by the minions. Jeffrey is low on HP, so he does not want to stay or overextend that by giving a free kill to the side of NTT. They have picked up a kill, but that's about it. Apart from that, they're not really having the luxury of the gold. The economy is completely controlled by elusivity in the first 6 minutes of the game. This is the early game that we are talking about, and meaning if they just can continue this, it can lead to a snowball. And giving a snowball to a hero like Lancelot, who's already 2-0 and 3, is really, really gonna hamper your gameplay or your way of going for that scaling onto the late game, because you need kills on your heroes as well. You need the damage on your hero as well, and without goal, it's not at all possible. And the thing is, so far I do not see the range that can be covered by NTD, by the damage that is coming out from Farsa, and even at time with the Lapu Lapu is just so much that Jeffrey, all he needs to do is just go in and clean that fight up. And every time he's doing that, although the second turtle was lost this time, the third turtle will be soon up. Again, you can see Nintai trying to open up the map, but getting a bit of poke there. Is he okay?
Yep, he's gonna be okay. They aren't just gonna burst all their resources onto a tank just before the turtle, I believe. It's elusivity after all. However, this should be a pretty easy turtle secure coming in from their side. Madara does spot Conrad right there and will zone him away, far away from the turtle, but onto the mid side. We can see the engage coming in onto Nintai as well as Jukshin, but does not commit to it. Team Elusivity safely backs off, realizing they need to focus a little bit more on their goal, because Bane does have the damage by now. He has picked up on the Holy Crystal and will be dealing a lot more damage as compared to before. But onto the mid side, we can see the Black Dragon getting used up, Phantom Execution to clear up the lane, and both the teams are gonna safely disengage.
You know what? We are seeing the Black Dragon being used a couple of times, but again, wait a minute, that has to wait up top. Madara wants to go for a 1v1, actually winning it out. What is that? But again, mid lane. Okay, a skirmish there.
Yep, it's just Nintai and the Jukshin doing what a Gatotkacha and a Jukshin do together. But it does force Shenzhou to actually recall back to base, so which means that EBT won't be able to engage for a little while. But there we have Madara trying to go in for the jump. Flicker gets used up by the Bane, and he has been forced up to retreat. The turret does get saved, but Madara will be securing the kill onto Bane right onto the backside, while Crisis gets completely zoned out by the Jukshin as well as the Gatotkacha. But the fight isn't over though. Corey and Madara still looking for more, and Shenzhou is right there for the backup. They're just waiting for the Lancelot to actually step up and join the team fight, because up onto the top side, if you can just have a look, we will be able to see that Madara is completely wild, secures the kill onto Nintai all by himself. the backup is coming in from his team. Ejection doing his best to knock up Crisis, but it's not going to be enough. They are just going to be backing off.
Who is the real assassin in this game? Is it Madara or is it Jeffrey? Like, at this point, Madara is doing more of the work. Okay, Jeffrey wants to go in, but the deadly catch onto his face this time, able to dash out with the puncture. But again, Madara giving enough feel for the team to actually take advantage of that and get another third push. But again, he might be in trouble this time, gets pulled back. But can he walk out? Black Dragon is there too, but the rest of the team, what? The feathered strike already used, but AOG?
Oh, right on the two people. Shenzu gets taken down by Nintai this time around. Electrifying Beats finally dealing the damage that they so desperately needed. Team Entity finally looking a little back into the game, but right as we say that, Crisis picks up a 1v1 kill right into Bane's face. That's the advantage of the range that he has, and this should be a pretty easy lord for the side of Elusivity Esports should they decide to commit on it.
I think they need to wait because, they do not have Shenzu. They need to wait for him unless Jeffrey.
Okay, Jeffrey, there we go. The Thorn Rose comes in, but the Crimson Beacon, Phantom Execution will launch him right in. Another Thorn Rose. Okay, he's still trying his best to escape though. Jeffrey makes it out alive while Tonrad gets taken down. Corey will be securing that kill onto the mid side as well. Crisis finding that kill onto Bane pretty easily. Bane will make it alive though. Nintai as well. Use up. Okay, but Jeffrey on the backside will find the kill onto Yuzhong so easily. But Mother hasn't given up. Nintai is in a little bit of a danger here, but Team Elusivity, they safely go back for the Lord right away.
That was like, I am not in danger. I am the danger from Jeffrey because he was able to turn it around like so freaking good. And, every time the Black Dragon being used, I was about to say that in the last team fight as well, is we do not see the value out of it, right? But again, Cody Cutie wants to go in with the bravest fighter, but I don't think so it's going to be any more value except for the fact that Crisis can take down the turret pretty easily. And with that, the second tier onto the bot lane as well as the top lane has already fallen. So 2 second tier down, the mid lane is still standing, the Lord will be there. But I don't see the conversion out of the Black Dragon form as well as the AOG because they're doing a good set, but there is nobody to actually go and cover up the distance. As you can see, Madara as well as Jeffrey, they're able to cover so much ground, and even Shenzu with the Feather Air Strike. Once again, mid lane, the skirmish is supposed to take place, not yet, I guess, because the Lord is still marching on the top lane. The waves have not been synced properly, so meaning you cannot take down all the holy defenses on time or maybe even push the inhibitors to the extent. At the same time, the Lord should get cleared, but again, another early Black Dragon just for the zoning. Is it really worth it here, Sarah? I don't see the value out of it though.
It's all okay, but like we were saying, there's the Feather Air Strike onto Nintai as well, and the Thorn Rose. Will it be enough to secure the kill? Yep, Corey manages to get it right into their hand, but like you were mentioning, that early Black Dragon might just cost them this game because now another wave of minions are gonna be marching in and they don't have anything to defend it. They don't have their frontliner. Kacha is dead and Madara would just be going in. Another Corey goes in with the bravest fighter and Crisis will be securing the rage right into the... Okay, the Yuzhong is down. Cody manages to escape with 1 HP. Bane gets absolutely busted out. Double kill for Crisis right there. And they are gonna be safely disengaging and most probably waiting for the next Lord.
Absolutely, they got the inhibitor, what they were looking for. Top lane is wide, completely opened up. Vulnerable state. Minions will be marching on from there. Mid lane, another skirmish taking place. Crisis is really aggressive with that Harith. Oh my goodness, look at the damage. Already scaled up so much, and it's just about a 50 seconds, a minute wait for the Lord to actually be spawning once again. But after 12 minutes and almost 13 minutes of the game, you can see a whooping 8,000 goal lead into the hands of Elusivity. Because of that, they have been able to cover so much turrets and so many objectives pretty easily, pretty comfortably, and they did not have too much of hiccups. And even Shenzu will now pick up the Divine Glaive. And we'll soon take a look at the items as well to see how behind the side of NTD are in terms of, in this game. You can see they have just covered up 2 items each as far as it goes. Some of them has covered 1 item, waiting for the third item to be built up. Bane has 3 items locked in, meaning the damage can be equal enough to at least just punish the low HP target. But apart from that, they still are very behind compared to the side of Team Elusivity, who has farmed up really well. Harith just waiting for the last item. Shenzu has 3 items locked in, but again, Goblin...
Madara tries to go in with the ball right away, and there we go. Nintai onto the backline with the AOD, trying to zone out Crisis as well as Farsa, but Shinju with that immaculate positioning, dealing the damage from the feather airstrike right into Nintai's face, and he will get taken down once more. Freelord once again for the side of Elusivity, but they aren't done yet. Phantom Execution right inside the base, but Thorn Rose, will he be able to make it out alive? Yes, he does. Mother is there for the rescue, will get the mega kill onto Juxin. Black Dragon form getting used up once more. Shenzu has to fly away. It's a dragon versus a bird, and the bird wins this time. Deadly Cash trying to deal some damage, but it isn't going to be enough. Yu Zhong gets taken down. Bane and Joy being the only survivors. Jeffrey does get the shutdown though. Team NTD breathing a sigh of relief as they finally managed to secure another kill for themselves.
Yeah, they take down the jungler, and there's a heavy shutdown because he had a lot of bounty on towards him, and that should give a considerable amount of gold to the side of Team NTD. However, the slot is looking really far from away. They cannot really try and contest until or unless Tonrad wants to go in, but you can see already Corey Cutie dealing that zoning that is required for the side of Team Elusivity to take down the slot, and they will do it very comfortably without much problem. And with that, Crisis completed his build, and now this Harris is gonna really hurt. It's gonna hurt very much because up until the last few minutes, we just saw that Harith going in with the chrono dashes in and out with the salmon force, of course. But now I think one shot might just take down at least 60 to 70% of the HP of the squishy targets. And Intai, even though he's going in, he's just getting taken down every single engage that he's making. And even for Blinded by Rage, the Black Dragon is not really proving too much. But Unbreakable being used onto a Scody Cutie, Feather Airstrike out. Whoa, my god.
You called it. You call it. That's just an instant burst coming in. Madara once again with the engage and another Phantom Execution right inside the base, but Purple Goblin will be able to secure the kill onto Madara, but the Lord is nearly dead. There we go, the Juxin trying to deal as much damage as possible, but the Lancelot right into the back line, zoning them away. The base will be secured by Elusivity after a tough fight coming in from the side of NTD.
What game? Like seriously, what a game, right? And this time, I mean, I know I just called it out, but it was so instant that I did not even have time to react or even like to call it out. Like, hey, that just happened. It happened in front of our eyes, and even though it is somewhat a two-fighter meta, the marksman or even the heroes that play the magic damage dealer have been performing really well, especially the Bane, especially the Harith too, and in some cases even the Nathan. So I think in terms of the golden matchup, if they had gone for the Nathan, could have been much better. But again, we'll take a look at the scoreboard: 4-21. That's a lot of kills for a game. For 16-minute games, that's a lot of kills, honestly. And you can see, like I've been mentioning, the frontliners were completely punished every single time. They too have given 13 kills, and that's a lot of gold to the other team. This is going to be really problematic, and even to the fact that Madara was the one going in and giving those kills or securing those kills was really, really something we do not get to see every time. And apart from that, Elusivity, they completely played for the objective. They played for the winning condition, and that paid them off. I would say there is nothing much to actually turn it around in a way that it'll be sounding different, but it's just the execution part, or even the in terms of damage. You can just see the damage that can come out from the side of Team NTD was the Bane, was the even the Joy, right? And both are magic damage. So you just build up the Radiant, you just build up the Athena, and that's about it. That's like half of the 50% of the magic damage already dealt up, and main damage dealers are completely negated. And I feel the way Team Elusivity played and the way Shenzu played it, like, I mean, I have to give props to the other players, but Shenzu's timing of the feather airstrike every single time, like the positioning and the way he has been giving out the damage is so elite. It's really underrated. I tell you, it's very, very underrated. People do not see it enough, but he's the man who's actually doing the most damage where the team needs him. And then it's just Jeffrey, Cody Cutie, and sometimes even Madara in this case was getting the kills.
Yep, like you mentioned, Shenzu had really been the one to zone them all away. Like every single team fight, those feather airstrikes were just so on point. Like every single time it hit one target, each blast, whether the airstrike, either it's the Bane or it's the Jukshin or it's the Karukata, they were getting targeted, and that is most probably the reason why the Bane couldn't deal as much damage as he would have liked to. And obviously, the number of times the Karukata got hit just because of the burst damage, it was just way too much for NTD to handle. However, Team Elusivity, though, we do have to give them the props for actually playing out Harith on towards the goal lane, because meta, like people like to say, meta is something which tends to fight us right now. But then again, Harith is most probably the only all-rounder hero that we have been seeing in the goal lane for the past seasons now, and Elusivity played it out really well.
And even for Crisis, he got pretty easy farm. He was not really taken down a single time, meaning that he had a pretty easy pathing for his itemization, and that really gave them that, not exactly the early lead, but the necessary damage that was lacking from their lineup. Because Shenzu, every time, even though the Feather Airstrike deals a lot of damage, if the heroes are getting out of the range, the kills pick up. That's where they need damage from Crisis. That's what I covered up. But it's just the game number one. It's the best of three series, right? So we'll see teams actually play it out. But again, this is this is an elimination, right? The team did not get a second chance, so we'll see how it goes. But all that have to wait. Let's give the teams and ourselves a small break. We'll be gentlemen. So just be there on the side. Bring the action live once again.
Gaze upon me. Become me. I see desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise. The weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. Gaze upon me. Become me. I see desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I reap the strong rise. The weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. to crush my enemies. I reap. The strong rise. The weak crumble. My will is absolute. The abyss shall kneel. Gaze upon me. Become me. I see desperation. I come to crush my enemies. I
Well, hello and good evening once more, ladies and gentlemen watching us. I hope you did enjoy the first game because it was one of the most exhilarating starts that we could have had to the top 32 round. Team Elusivity finished that match with a banger and the score of 21 kills to 4 kills being secured by the side of NTD, which was a little bit sad to watch. However, it's a best of 3 and we are right back with the second game of the night in this best of 3, and Team NTD does still have a chance to go for the tiebreaker in the third game if they manage to secure a 1-1 in this game, and we are already into the draft. We will be waiting to see what Team NTD has in their minds this time around because Shinryu, if you are here with us to let us know, Elusivity, they aren't gonna back down anytime soon, and NTD is just needing right now to pick up on something, maybe a strategy, maybe a special pick, maybe some comfort, or maybe some meta, which will help them secure a point in this series. Okay, he isn't back yet. He will be back with us very soon, ladies and gentlemen. As we can see from the draft as of now, Elusivity having banning out on the Angela, I mean, that's a standard ban, I would say, considering the fact that on the mid lane, she is a pretty annoying hero with just a mere 8 to 10 second cooldown onto the hard card, getting used up in every single team fight, saving everyone practically. Because an average team fight lasts for 20 seconds and she can literally use it up twice to thrice, judging from the fact that she's going to get cooldown from the Flask of Oasis as well. Now that Team NTD, they have banned out on the CC as well as the Kalia, most probably will go in for the Baxia or the Lancelot ban up next, or maybe even the Juxin, since they are on the second pick this time, and Elusivity does love those brawly sustain kind of picks. On the hands of Elusivity though, they have themselves banned out on the Baxia as well as the Yusunshin, most probably aiming to pick up on the Lancelot once more, and if not, they could definitely go in for a Lapu Lapu onto the EXP or Gold, or they would just lock in onto the Juxin themselves, like we have mentioned. So it's just a matter of time before we find out what they really want to pick up. And Shenzo is a man that he has been playing the mid lane for a long time now. Recently was the MVP at the Weaselland Championship, and this time around, back now with his original team, he is performing really well. And the positioning and the immaculate ultimates getting used up in the previous match that we got to see, he is just going to have to keep that up, and Elusivity should pretty easily win this. However, Team NTD, they should have a different game plan in their minds. And let us know anytime you're back, Shindra.
I hope so. I'm back, right, without the issues. Thank you so much for covering up for me. And I'm really, apologetic for this inconvenience, ladies and gentlemen. This shall not happen again. It's just a one-time thing, of course. So with this away, we'll soon move into the game. Like Sarah already said, we are in the banning section. The bans really make sense given the fact these heroes, like she mentioned, the Angela. Really short cooldown should not be given. And last game, we already saw how impactful the bugs here could be. YSS still a worthy ban. And looks like Team NTT actually missed on a ban, if I'm not mistaken out here, right? And for the side of elusivity, they will start off with the Lancelot once again. Jeffrey will get his comfort pick here. But to answer back, they still go with the Zushin as well. This time they just changed up the mid lane with the Grok. I do like the mid lane duo, but I think they should pick some early damage as well. Like maybe a hero that can do a lot better in the early game. Esmeralda, still good, decent. It's like they are expecting this Lapu Lapu to be onto the EXP lane, but it can still be flexed. Like I mentioned, it's still a meta of two fighters, right? We never know what can be the case, but Jeffrey, this not Jeffrey, but Madara this time will pick up the Garud Kacha. So I do like that pick. Arguably, that is a really, really good choice. But what do you think so far?
I mean, honestly, I do like NTD's draft this time around. They've got a constant CC and a constant poke kind of composition with the Juxin, Esmeralda, and the Grok. However, Elusivity kind of has that too because we saw in the last match what that Lancelot can do. Like, no matter how much CC or damage you put in front of him, he's just gonna freestyle his way right back to safety. We saw the
Yeah.
outplays he did. And this match as well should be one of those since Grok has one stun, the other ones are just knockups, so he can pretty
Hmm.
easily immune those and move around. On the hands of elusivity, though, on for the next bans, they have gotten rid of the Harriet, while Team NTD has taken out on the Moskov as well as the Farsa this time around. So Shenzhou definitely has the privilege of picking up on the Kimi this time around, and with the Fanny getting banned out, he should quite easily go in for that pick. It's a staple, and he's got two frontliners and most probably one more coming up very soon on for their EXP or maybe even a fighter on the goal lane, no matter which lane the Lapu Lapu is flexed in.
Absolutely. I think the Kimi really sounds a very good pick or good addition to the composition already here. Given the fact the Eve would be very vulnerable with the Grok being active, as well as the Esmeralda is a natural counter towards the shield heroes, and they should kind of avoid picking more shield heroes at this point. Apart from that, the other choices could be a Kadita, but I don't really recommend that against a Zushin because that's a problematic laning phase. But okay, the Grandeur comes into the picture from the side of Team NTD. They want to go for a very staple draft here, stable draft, I mean, and it's kind of shape taking the shape. But so far, I still see the early game a bit lacking because Esmeralda, she has a very good zoning ability, but she does require a few items. For the Grandeur, he needs stacks. He needs stacks not only into his passive, he needs a stack onto the Sky Piercer, which does require him some time, unless he's getting a pretty easy snowball. But Eve is still picked here. Okay. I mean, I do understand the prospect, but the Claude is still a decent pick, I say, because the Claude is difficult to catch. One, there is no hard CC or hard crowd control to lock anybody down, so they will have an easier time with the Claude as well as the Lancelot here. But the Eve pick kind of seems a bit forced out in this draft, honestly. Like they could have gone, like you mentioned, the Kimi out here could have been a really good addition for sure.
Yep, like I mentioned, a matter of comfort. Shenzhou is definitely more comfort on has more comfort on the Kimi, while NTD they have gone in for a very standard draft themselves. Like this is a very NTD like draft. The Granger, the Fredrin, the Juxin, it's something that they have been playing for a long time and is in their comfort zone. So we'll have a like it's a show between the matter of meta versus a matter of comfort. And we have oftentimes seen the comfort win out. So this might just be one of those upsets that we were waiting for still now. But other than that as well, Elisivity still has a very strong draft, especially because of the Claude can easily zone out the Juxin as well as the Granger. And onto the late game, the Claude is practically going to be very immune to the crowd controls because of the movement speed. So we will have to see how that one works out for them.
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, the draft this time looks really, really in a way that both the teams again are replicating each other with the front to back competition. They have a really strong front, I mean, artillery on the back lane with the Eve being on one side, and on the other side, they do have pretty good damage with the Zushin, a good control, but at the same time, it just comes down to how well they can position themselves because there's a lot of things that will be matter this time around, though, ladies and gentlemen. This will be game number 2 that you're watching, and this is the match point for the side of Team Elusivity. They are leading the series, whereas Team NTD, they have to turn it around. Let's see if they can, because if they lose, they're out already. Top 32 is already rolling. Match number 1, game number 2. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hornbill Championship.
Absolutely, everyone. Grab your popcorns because this is going to be a match to remember. One team through to the top 16, to getting to secure that top 8 pretty soon for the LAN phase itself, and another team getting eliminated having come so far. But the early skirmish definitely worth it because Nintai had to use up his revitalize, the flicker, and Shenzu being the other one to use up his flicker pretty early. So both the teams have one resource used up each, and the first turtle is going to be a very decisive one.
Absolutely, and I do understand the prospect that this turtle is going to really make or break the game in a way that the earlier that one teams get the gold lead is going to be much better for them. But at the same time, in terms of laning, it's going to be pretty stable, pretty normalized. I would say nothing too crazy coming out already. I believe. At the same time, Nintai this time has a much more better hero to zone out compared to the last game. He did have the Garud Kasha, but it did not really work too well. Every time he was going in, he was getting punished because of the lack of range the team had. And this time too, they are not really having the best range apart from the fact that they have a Granger who can use the Dead Sonata, of course. But again, a bit of skirmish coming in. Tonrad wants to go in, but look at that. Madara taken low, but uses the Revitalize early on here. I think that is a green signal for the side of Team NTD to go for this turtle, most likely.
Brethren is a very good pick against the Lancelot, and they won't be given space to contest the turtle in their favor this time around. So we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get for his blood, and right away, real manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the flicker. Blazing Duet. Good rotation coming in by Crisis right there. Team Elusivity somehow managed to turn that around right in their favor.
Absolutely. That was such a well display of the skills being used and layered so properly by the side of Team Elusivity. A beauty to watch, but again, Unbreakable used on towards Nonchalant even. But here comes the AOG, does not really connect. Good zoning, but the Flicker still available, so they do not want to overextend this. Nintai will be there. He uses that Earthen Rampart to bring the wall. Madara is really low. Okay, walks out, man. But again, you can see Crisis needs to PMI out towards the safety. And this is off to a good start once again for the side of Elusivity. They did, in fact, lose the first turtle, but in terms of gold, they're able to capitalize on that. But again, Jeffrey getting in the midst of 3-member. Okay, he wants to go on towards Goblin, but dashes out. It's just a bit of, testing the waters, how much, they can actually just walk out with. That is what they will be doing in the early phase of the game. Because in terms of pure damage, the side of Team Elusivity can do a lot more, again, having that early game spike onto their hands, where at Team NTD, they need to wait. They need to get their items for sure.
Absolutely. Like the entirety of Team NTD's draft is a bit early focused, while the Claude and Eve are more of the mid to late game kind of heroes. So things can turn around pretty soon, like we saw in that previous fight at the blue buff. And once more, it's like getting deja vu, and that is exactly what is going to happen. There comes the appraisal as well as the AOG. Corey Cutie just bursting down Tonrad in the midst of it. Nintai as well in a little bit of a danger here, but will safely back off as both the team's damage dealers have already disengaged. And it is just going to be the Esmeralda who will be able to make a difference on towards the late game for the side of Team NTD.
Absolutely, but again, there will be the pickup by Goblin here, but it seems like Madara is still trying to sustain. But the thing is, the positioning from Shenzu once again being the vital game point here for the side of Team Elusivity, because they are not really able to counter out the RWM, meaning that the full damage is actually dealt out to the side of Team NTD. And with this turtle already coming up, the set is already there. You can see the zoning coming out from Cody Q. He uses that Bravest Fighter though. He's getting stuck in between of 3 members, but should walk out safely, right?
Exactly, but there's the Juxin with the knockup coming in, and he's in a little bit of a danger here. Still has the flicker. Yep, uses it right back to safety. Madara as well, sustaining a lot of that situation, and this time around, the turtle has finally been secured by the third side of NTD. The first turtle in 2 games, I would say. AOG lands onto 2, gets the unbreaking will onto nonchalant Vivian like right there, and the members of NTD have now decided to back off. They're all very low, and the Lancelot could just go in and finish them. And they're realizing that, they just simply decide to disengage and give up the tier 1 on the mid lane, the most important turret of the game.
Absolutely, this is going to open up the map so much more. And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity. And at this point, it seems like Blinded by Rage might be the next target. They're really rageful against him. Okay. Damn. That is that is like damn. Every time I just get stuttering out there, I'll just say damn, because the damage just comes out of nowhere. We do not expect the Claude to dish out this much of damage in the early game, just 6 minutes into the game, but it's enough to even take down the Esmeralda, who is on to a vengeance. Although it was on cooldown, despite that, this is still a very early damage Claude that we are looking at. At the same time, Elusivity onto the top lane. They want to go for another engage here.
Yep, and the previous fighter comes in, and Real Manipulation will be securing the kill onto Tonrad. The Tectonic Charge doesn't land properly, no knockups getting in there, and Esmeralda gets taken down one more time. Nitai gets taunted, and he will be easily taken down by the members of Elusivity Esports, and they are on a rampage here, Shinryu.
Yeah, they're off the leash this time, and NTD, they're losing the momentum. They're losing the structures around the map. This is going to be very, very vital, because they're losing the advantage when it comes down to the map space, and this might also let them to give up this turtle, that is turtle number 3, neutral objective number 3, into the hands of Elusivity Esports, because one, they do not have the information. Second, if they even try to go too far away from the safety of their turrets, it's going to be punishing them really easily. And as you can see, Crisis just picked up the DHS, meaning this damage is going to be hurting once again on the skirmish here near the orange buff top lane.
Yep, Mother and Corey Cutie gonna be taken down a little bit low, but the revitalize enough to save their lives. Falling Star Moon endangering Corey's life right there, but he's gonna dash out back to safety. Just a little bit of friendly blows being dealt here and there. Team NTD, whatever sustain they had in the early game, it's kind of practically gone now.
Absolutely, and this is what it will do. Every time they take a team fight, it's just a green signal for Crisis to just be sneaky enough to push those turrets. And second tier down, just 8 minutes into the game onto the bot lane. This is opening up much more map space than it already was. Once again, you can see they're trying to just answer back the aggression with some kind of defense, but it's not really paving the path for them to actually just defend it. But Jeff, my goodness, what? That's like uncalled for. Like, Jeffries is able to take down an Esmeralda. I mean, there's a level gap, of course, but still, that's not supposed to happen this early on. As you can see, again, the damage really going in. Jeffrey wants to go in with a puncture. No, he just wants to dash out, just display his skills, of course, there. But at the same time, Elusivity is just like they're really controlling this game in the grasp of their hands. And anytime Team NTD, they're trying to do something, it's not really rewarding them the way they're wanting it to be. And this has pushed them to a really bad place, where the economy is they're trading behind one, and in terms of even kills, they're behind, because you can see after almost 9 minutes of the game, this is a 5k, nearly a 5k goal lead, right? It's going to be 6k now into the hands of Elusivity, and this is going to be a problematic situation. As you can see, they cannot even take down Madara at this point. So I mean, this is the time where this power spike is supposed to happen, when they're supposed to take equal fights, 2-2 fights with Elusivity, but it's far from happening with that kind of goal deficiency that they have put themselves into. And the Lord is also here. And sir, I am definitely certain that NTD, if they try to contest for this one, they might get punished.
Exactly so, and look at them, they are maintaining so much distance. Even Nintai, a Grok, is kind of afraid to go in. And the team, okay, Jeffrey gonna be caught out just a little bit, but he just manages to stay there. And have fun, he's just having fun at this point. But okay, back to the mid lane scenario. We can see Team Entity desperately trying to protect whatever tier 2s they have left, and the Esmeralda, despite having the Vengeance, is actually unable to sustain the damage output of Team Elusivity right now. It's mostly because of Corey just diving in and zoning out Granger as well as Jukshin, so Shenzu and Crisis can do whatever they do best. And there we go, another Bravest Fighter, and the Tectonic Charge getting used up defensively. That is actually a huge loss of resources. So we will have to wait out to see what happens when the Lord charges down. But they do have the Holy Shields as of now, so it should mostly be a successful defend, except for losing out a little bit of those tier 2 turrets. Shenzhou flickers out to safety, and it'll just be a turret being defended by the side of Team NTD.
Most likely so, but again, the skirmish is bound to take place here. RWM.
And a beautiful RWM comes in. AOG will catch 2 in the process. Gets the taunt, rolls button on Challenge Van, getting the shutdown. But Jeffrey with that double kill. Crisis jumping into the fountain with the battle mirror image. Nothing's gonna stop these two. And again, there we go. There's the
What? Oh my goodness, so he's able to immune even that. Like, seriously, Sarah, what? And at this point, they do not have anyone to actually try and defend this, right? They have the minions spawning, but I feel this might be the game for the side of Team Elusivity, right?
Absolutely, the members are back, but it's 3 people, and the Claude is gonna be melting them down right away.
Wait!
This wild coming in from the side of Elusivity right now. They're just marching down with everything that they have. Nothing's gonna stop them, and Madara decides that he is not gonna sacrifice himself for this, and he just decides to save it up a little bit. But Corey, being the one to charge up the Bravest Fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, Fredrin, because Elusivity has it all. They are gonna take the clean sweep. They are gonna take a 2-0.
Oh my goodness, that was like absolutely criminal. The type of damage they're dealing, and not only that, they're dealing it inside the base, like under the base crystal, inside the Nexus. That's like so criminal. I kid you not. This is something uncalled for, and I feel Team NTD, they were really overwhelmed by the presence of Elusivity, and it showed. It showed in the game because they were, one, forced to play passive. Second, they never could get back the gold that they had lost. As you can see, the itemization price is 0 deaths once again. He's the man. But again, props to Shenzu too for that elite positioning. 0 deaths too, and making sure his team can get them captured or locked inside the RWM, inside the box, hitbox. And rest is just story with Cody Cutie going in, with Crisis going in, with Madara going in. It's like a wrap, man.
It's just everyone going in and then somehow making it back alive. Like, I would honestly call Jeffrey the Kyrie of India in a way. The way he played this game, it's just phenomenal to watch that level of micro coming in from a Lancelot user. So the huge props to Elusivity for making it to top 16. And as we can see, Elusivity have already qualified for one step closer to being in the land themselves, while NTD, sadly, despite the good efforts and the good draft, they did fall off a little bit in terms of the execution or the synchronization, whatever it was. They did put up a good fight. They did manage to give it their best, and huge kudos to them for showing up for themselves in this stage. But unfortunately, this will be it, and they will have been eliminated from the tournament.
Absolutely, when this is the end of journey for them. However, for Team Elusivity, they have a run to make. They have a more games to play. But with this, ladies and gentlemen, we will be coming to an end for this first match, and we will be having more action-packed matches right at your service. As of course, you need to keep watching. You need to keep being active because there are giveaways happening every night now and then. You need to check the moderators what they are saying, and the rules and everything are completely discussed down there. And if anything more has to be channeled to you guys, we will do it through the stream, through the casters, of course. But yes, be active, do like the stream, do share it, and also bring your friends so you can watch together and comment down what do you think about the games. But with this, we'll come to and close. This is me, Shinryu, and I'm joined by Miss Sarah. We'll be taking our goodbyes for now, but goodbyes are just short because in just few moments wait, there will be more matches being played. So do stay tuned, and we'll see you on the other side.
Putting them down right away.
Wait!
Decides to save it up a little bit, but Corey, being the one to charge up the bravest fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, friend. This time around, so we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get first blood and right away. Real world manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the flicker. Blazing Duet, good rotation.
And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity. And at this point, it seems like Blinded by Rage might be the next target. They're really rageful against him. Okay. Damn. That is like damn. Every time I just get stuttering out there, I just say at the same time Elusivity onto the top lane. They want to go for another engage here.
Yep, and the previous fighter comes in, and Real World Manipulation will be securing the kill onto Tonrat. The Tectonic Charge doesn't land properly, no knockups getting in there, and Esmeralda gets taken down one more time. Nitai gets taunted, and he will be easily taken down by the members of Elusivity.
Push those turrets, and second tier down, just 8 minutes into the game onto the bot lane. This is opening up much more map space than it already was. Once again, you can see they're trying to just answer back the aggression with some kind of defense, but it's not really paving the path for them to actually just defend it. But Jeff, my goodness,
being defended by the side of Team NTD.
Most likely so, but again, the skirmish is bound to take place here. RWM.
And a beautiful RWM comes in. ALG will catch 2 in the process. Gets the taunt Rose, but on Challenge Van getting the shutdown. But Jeffrey with that double.
Seriously, Sarah, what? And at this point, they do not have anyone to actually try and defend this, right? They have the minions spawning, but I feel this might be the game for the side of Team Elusivity, right?
Absolutely, the members are back, but it's 3 people, and the Claude is gonna be melting them down right away.
Wait!
Decides to save it up a little bit, but Corey, being the one to charge up the bravest fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, friend. This time around, so we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get first blood and right away. Real world manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the flicker. Blazing Duet, good rotation.
And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity. And at this point, it seems like Blinded by Rage might be the next target. They're really rageful against him. Okay. Damn. That is like damn. Every time I just get stuttering out there, I'll just say at the same time Elusivity onto the top lane. They want to go for another engage here.
Yep, and the previous fighter comes in, and Real World Manipulation will be securing the kill onto Tonrat. The Tectonic Charge doesn't land properly, no knockups getting in there, and Esmeralda gets taken down one more time. Nitai gets taunted, and he will be easily taken down by the members of Elusivity.
Push those turrets, and second tier down, just 8 minutes into the game onto the bot lane. This is opening up much more map space than it already was. Once again, you can see they're trying to just answer back the aggression with some kind of defense, but it's not really paving the path for them to actually just defend it. But Jeff, my goodness,
being defended by the side of Team NTD.
most likely so, but again, the skirmish is bound to take place here. RWM.
And a beautiful RWM comes in. ALG will catch 2 in the process. Gets the taunt Rose, but on Challenge Van getting the shutdown. But Jeffrey with that double.
Seriously, Sarah, what? And at this point, they do not have anyone to actually try and defend this, right? They have the minions spawning, but I feel this might be the game for the side of Team Elusivity, right?
Absolutely, the members are back, but it's 3 people, and the Claude is gonna be melting them down right away.
Wait!
decides to save it up a little bit, but Corey, being the one to charge up the bravest fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, friend. This time around, so we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get first blood, and right away Real World Manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the Flicker. Blazing Duet, good rotation.
And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity, and at this point, it seems like Blinded by Rage might be the next target. They're really rageful against him. Okay. Damn. That is like damn. Every time I just get stuttering out there, I'll just say at the same time Elusivity onto the top lane. They want to go for another engage here.
Yep, and the previous fighter comes in, and Real World Manipulation will be securing the kill onto Tonrat. The Tectonic Charge doesn't land properly, no knockups getting in there, and Esmeralda gets taken down one more time. Nitai gets taunted, and he will be easily taken down by the members of Elusivity.
Push the started sand. Second tier down, just 8 minutes into the game onto the bot lane. This is opening up much more map space than it already was. Once again, you can see they're trying to just answer back the aggression with some kind of defense, but it's not really paving the path for them to actually just defend it. But Jeff, my goodness,
being defended by the side of Team NTD.
Most likely so, but again, the skirmish is bound to take place here. RWM.
And a beautiful RWM comes in. AOG will catch 2 in the process. Gets the taunt, Rose, but on Challenge Van getting the shutdown. But Jeffrey with that double.
Seriously, Sarah, what? And at this point, they do not have anyone to actually try and defend this, right? They have the minions spawning, but I feel this might be the game for the side of Team Elusivity, right?
Absolutely, the members are back, but it's 3 people, and the Claude is gonna be melting them down right away.
Wait!
Decides to save it up a little bit, but Corey, being the one to charge up the bravest fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, friend. This time around, so we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get first blood, and right away Real World Manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the Flicker. Blazing Duet, good rotation.
And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity, and at this point, it seems like Blinded by Rage might be the next target. They're really rageful against him. Okay. Damn. That is like damn. Every time I just get stuttering out there, I'll just say at the same time Elusivity onto the top lane. They want to go for another engage here.
Yep, and the previous fighter comes in, and Real World Manipulation will be securing the kill onto Tonrat. The Tectonic Charge doesn't land properly, no knockups getting in there, and Esmeralda gets taken down one more time. Nitai gets taunted, and he will be easily taken down by the members of Elusivity.
Push the started sand. Second tier down, just 8 minutes into the game onto the bot lane. This is opening up much more map space than it already was. Once again, you can see they're trying to just answer back the aggression with some kind of defense, but it's not really paving the path for them to actually just defend it. But Jeff, my goodness,
being defended by the side of Team NTD.
most likely so, but again, the skirmish is bound to take place here. RWM.
And a beautiful RWM comes in. AOG will catch 2 in the process. Gets the taunt, Rose, but on Challenge Van getting the shutdown. But Jeffrey with that double.
Seriously, Sarah, what? And at this point, they do not have anyone to actually try and defend this, right? They have the minions spawning, but I feel this might be the game for the side of Team Elusivity, right?
Absolutely, the members are back, but it's 3 people, and the Claude is gonna be melting them down right away.
Wait!
Decides to save it up a little bit, but Corey, being the one to charge up the bravest fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, friend. this time around, so we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get first blood, and right away Real World Manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the Flicker. Blazing Duet, good rotation.
And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity, and at this point, it seems like Blinded by Rage might be the next target. They're really rageful against him. Okay. Damn. That is that is like damn. Every time I just get stuttering out there, I'll just say at the same time Elusivity onto the top lane. They want to go for another engage here.
Yep, and the previous fighter comes in, and Real World Manipulation will be securing the kill onto Tonrat. The Tectonic Charge doesn't land properly, no knockups getting in there, and Esmeralda gets taken down one more time. Nitai gets taunted, and he will be easily taken down by the members of Elusivity.
Push the started Sand, second tier down, just 8 minutes into the game onto the bot lane. This is opening up much more map space than it already was. Once again, you can see they're trying to just answer back the aggression with some kind of defense, but it's not really paving the path for them to actually just defend it. But Jeff, my goodness.
Being defended by the side of Team NTD.
Most likely so, but again, the skirmish is bound to take place here. RWM.
And a beautiful RWM comes in. ALG will catch 2 in the process. Gets the taunt Rose, but on Challenge Van getting the shutdown. But Jeffrey with that double.
Seriously, Sarah, what? And at this point, they do not have anyone to actually try and defend this, right? They have the minions spawning, but I feel this might be the game for the side of Team Elusivity, right?
Absolutely, the members are back, but it's 3 people, and the Claude is gonna be melting them down right away.
Wait!
Decides to save it up a little bit, but Corey, being the one to charge up the bravest fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, friend. This time around, so we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get first blood, and right away Real World Manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the Flicker. Blazing Duet, good rotation.
And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity, and at this point, it seems like Blinded by Rage might be the next target. They're really rageful against him. Okay. Damn. That is that is like damn. Every time I just get stuttering out there, I'll just say at the same time Elusivity onto the top lane. They want to go for another engage here.
Yep, and the previous fighter comes in, and Real World Manipulation will be securing the kill onto Tonrat. The Tectonic Charge doesn't land properly, no knockups getting in there, and Esmeralda gets taken down one more time. Nitai gets taunted, and he will be easily taken down by the members of Elusivity.
Push the started Sand, second tier down, just 8 minutes into the game onto the bot lane. This is opening up much more map space than it already was. Once again, you can see they're trying to just answer back the aggression with some kind of defense, but it's not really paving the path for them to actually just defend it. But Jeff, my goodness.
Being defended by the side of Team NTD.
Most likely so, but again, the skirmish is bound to take place here. RWM.
And a beautiful RWM comes in. ALG will catch 2 in the process. Gets the taunt Rose, but on Challenge Van getting the shutdown. But Jeffrey with that double.
Seriously, Sarah, what? And at this point, they do not have anyone to actually try and defend this, right? They have the minions spawning, but I feel this might be the game for the side of Team Elusivity, right?
Absolutely, the members are back, but it's 3 people, and the Claude is gonna be melting them down right away.
Wait!
Decides to save it up a little bit, but Corey, being the one to charge up the bravest fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, friend. This time around, so we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get first blood, and right away Real World Manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the Flicker. Blazing Duet, good rotation.
And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity, and at this point, it seems like Blinded by Rage might be the next target. They're really rageful against him. Okay. Damn. That
Damn.
is that is like damn. Every time I just get stuttering out there, I'll just say at the same time elusivity onto the top lane. They want to go for another engage here.
Yep, and the previous fighter comes in, and Real Manipulation will be securing the kill onto Tonrad. The Tectonic Charge doesn't land properly, no knockups getting in there, and Esmeralda gets taken down one more time. Nitai gets taunted, and he will be easily taken down by the members of Elusive.
Push the started sand. Second tier down, just 8 minutes into the game onto the bot lane. This is opening up much more map space than it already was. Once again, you can see they're trying to just answer back the aggression with some kind of defense, but it's not really paving the path for them to actually just defend it. But Jeff, my goodness,
Being defended by the side of Team NTD.
most likely so. But again, the skirmish is bound to take place here. RWM.
And a beautiful RWM comes in. ALG will catch two in the process. Gets the taunt, rolls but on Challenge Van getting the shutdown. But Jeffrey with that double.
Seriously, Sarah, what? And at this point, they do not have anyone to actually try and defend this, right? They have the minions spawning, but I feel this might be the game for the side of Team Elusivity, right?
Slowly, the members are back, but it's 3 people, and the Claude is gonna be melting them down right away.
Wait!
Decides to save it up a little bit, but Corey, being the one to charge up the bravest fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, friend. This time around, so we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get first blooded right away. Real World Manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the flicker. Blazing Duet, good rotation.
And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity, and at this point, it seems like Blinded by Rage might be the next target. They're really rageful against him. Okay. Damn. That is that is like damn. Every time I just get stuttering out there, I'll just say at the same time elusivity onto the top lane. They want to go for another engage here.
Yep, and the previous fighter comes in, and Real Manipulation will be securing the kill onto Tonrad. The Tectonic Charge doesn't land properly, no knockups getting in there, and Esmeralda gets taken down one more time. Nitai gets taunted, and he will be easily taken down by the members of Elusive.
Push the started sand. Second tier down, just 8 minutes into the game onto the bot lane. This is opening up much more map space than it already was. Once again, you can see they're trying to just answer back the aggression with some kind of defense, but it's not really paving the path for them to actually just defend it. But Jeff, my goodness,
Being defended by the side of Team NTD.
most likely so. But again, the skirmish is bound to take place here. RWM.
And a beautiful RWM comes in. ALG will catch two in the process. Gets the taunt, rolls but on Challenge Van getting the shutdown. But Jeffrey with that double.
Seriously, Sarah, what? And at this point, they do not have anyone to actually try and defend this, right? They have the minions spawning, but I feel this might be the game for the side of Team Elusivity, right?
Slowly, the members are back, but it's 3 people, and the Claude is gonna be melting them down right away.
Wait!
Decides to save it up a little bit, but Corey, being the one to charge up the bravest fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, friend. This time around, so we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get first blooded right away. Real World Manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the flicker. Blazing Duet, good rotation.
And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity, and at this point, it seems like Blinded by Rage might be the next target. They're really rageful against him. Okay. Damn. That is that is like damn. Every time I just stuttering out there, I'll just say at the same time elusivity onto the top lane. They want to go for another engage here.
Yep, and the previous fighter comes in, and Real Manipulation will be securing the kill onto Tonrad. The Tectonic Charge doesn't land properly, no knockups getting in there, and Esmeralda gets taken down one more time. Nitai gets taunted, and he will be easily taken down by the members of Elusive.
push those turrets, and second tier down. Just 8 minutes into the game, onto the bot lane. This is opening up much more map space than it already was. Once again, you can see they're trying to just answer back the aggression with some kind of defense, but it's not really paving the path for them to actually just defend it. But Jeff, my goodness.
Being defended by the side of Team NTD.
Most likely so, but again, the skirmish is bound to take place here. RWM.
And a beautiful RWM comes in. ALG will catch two in the process. Gets the taunt, rolls button on Challenge Van, getting the shutdown. But Jeffrey with that double.
Seriously, Sarah, what? And at this point, they do not have anyone to actually try and defend this, right? They have the minions spawning, but I feel this might be the game for the side of Team Elusivity, right?
Absolutely, like the members are back, but it's 3 people, and the Claude is gonna be melting them down right away.
Wait!
Decides to save it up a little bit, but Corey, being the one to charge up the bravest fighter, will definitely be trying to zone out the Granger. The base is half HP already, gets the stun on 2, RWM onto 3. The killing spree comes in for Shenzu, unstoppable for Crisis as they mark down the base once more. Brazil's Wrath is not gonna save the base for you, friend. This time around, so we'll definitely be seeing an early aggression coming in from the side of NTD right into the buff. The Crimson Beacon gets used up, but Lancelot doesn't have the Thorn Rose. There comes the Tectonic Charge, and he will get first blooded right away. Real world manipulation. Corey Cutie will be securing the kill with the flicker. Blazing duet. Good rotation.
And even the bot lane first tier have been taken down. That's 2 turrets into the side of Elusivity, and at this point, it seems like.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Hornbill Esports Championship Season 2. We're back with another game in the top 32, day 1, between NXM Esports versus R. Jonas Kikon. And it's going to be a best of 3 to decide which team is going to take home that dub. And with me is the amazing, talented Zevo, and I'm your boy Baldudu, and we'll be your casters for this round.
Yep. Hi, Valdo. A very great evening to you and to every one of our viewers. It's gonna be an exciting match. Finally, right? All of the matches are gonna be online. It's gonna be a best of 3. Everyone will get to see which team got on to the top 32, which teams are, they're gonna be playing. They're gonna be seeing which teams did qualify for the top 32. It's just so exciting, and right off the bat we're already into the draft phase as well, and it seems like NXM Prime do have the first pick going up against R. Jonas, 2 of the teams which we've never heard the name of, so just the rising stars.
Definitely. And that's the point when you have and a platform like Hornbill, you're gonna get teams who've been playing well, get the right exposure for themselves. And the prize is definitely a good one with 3 lakh INR on the line with 1 lakh Dyers. You have more than enough money to spend after you win and more than enough skins to send your friends. So NXM Prime beginning with their draft on the first pick, take out the Kalia and a response with R. Jonas on the 1-1. Do you like the 1-1 first ban, or do you feel like they could have held on to it for a little longer?
Honestly, a 1-1, right? In this current meta, I feel like 1-1 has gotten weak as well. So they could have taken the chance to, have 1-1 removed. I mean, not even have on the ban section. Rather, I would say they would, prioritize on other heroes, which could lead to a problem. But I kind of get why the 1-1 is also banned, because she has a lot of mobility, and once she has her damage in crossbow of tank, it's kind of hard to deal with. So I guess it's kind of viable.
Definitely. And there is a response. In the meantime, the teams have taken out the Esmeralda, the Lance, and the CC. Not much to be said about these heroes. They've all been performing really well in the current meta. Esmeralda, especially, a really amazing flex pick, even in that gold lane, sustaining like absolutely crazy. And obviously, the only counter which works in the lane, the CC, will also be taken out. So I think both teams might be fighting for a possible Lapu Lapu, Uranus, Arlot, or Yuzong, because it's going to be trade between those. So,
Yeah.
Zevo, do you think both teams are going to run those double fighter comps, or are we going to be seeing a conventional marksman?
I mean, there's still 1 or 2 marksmen that are viable, but mostly it's the fighter that is in the gold lane meta as of now. So following that, I think the current team comp of double fighter meta is suits the current patch quite a lot. So maybe the teams would go for that as a security measure as well. You will not want to miss out on having that head start onto yourself. So just see, we got a Bane first pick here. Not something that we see often, but yeah, because of the recent buff on Bane, he has been quite the flex pick for everyone as well.
And look at the response coming in from R. Jonas. They did not hesitate at all picking up the Fred in as the first pick. And normally, you would not pick it up this early. So, R. Jonas plays it safe knowing they have the second pick. Also pick up the Lunox as the counter instantly. So they're kind of rounding up their draft. And Lunox, with her brilliance, is really great at surviving a lot of these engages that a comp that Bane might be running. She's great against avoiding the deadly catch. She has the Chaos Assault to bring in a lot of burst. So I'm curious to see what they're going to pick up in the Rome to round up that draft because the Angela is still open.
Yeah. Honestly, Angela, she does kind of pair really well with other heroes, but I kind of feel like, if they go for an Angela in the mid, they could be a bit magic heavy as well since there's still their own position open. So for diving and having those initiations, Gatot is a really, really good pick these days. And as for the side of our Jonas, they can definitely comp that as Angela with the Fredrin altogether, since he already has that front line, he already has that, since he's a utility jungle, he has that, what do you call that, sustenance all a lot. So we can see that they can go for it, but Nathan, quite interesting in the goal lane, not something we've seen a lot, but considering that the Bane might be in the goal lane as well, I guess you can have that matchup pretty well.
Definitely. And, the engage comp coming in from the side of NXM Prime, they got the Deadly Catch, the AOG. They also have the Baksha, who I assume is going to go into the jungle, but we have seen a few teams also flex pick it into the EXP lane. He could still work if the opponent does not have two mobile off an EXP laner. So I'm curious to see. They have a very, very beefy comp, and the counter that R Jonas has picked up is that Netan with the entropy. But the issue right now with R Jonas's draft is that they are holding on for the late game. They need that Lunox to get their items. They need Nathan to get his couple of items to really get going. So it's gonna be a waiting game for them, and just hopefully wait until they can dish out enough damage that Fred just focuses on taunts. And walk us through the bans, Devo. Like, what do you think about these bans right now?
Uh, for the current bans, right? The mages from the side of Arjonas does make sense because for NXM Prime, they did not pick up their mid laner yet. So banning out the mid laner, which could be a threat for Lunox, the Zushin and the Kadita, even the Lunox does win them out. They are quite in the meta because of their utilities and their bursts as well. So I kind of feel like it was a good decision from Arjonas to go for that mage bans, but oh my goodness,
Massive.
that's an Alice supposedly in the AXP. A little bit magic heavy, according to me at
Very
least.
magic heavy.
You know, they got an
It's
Alice,
very
they
magic
got
heavy.
Nathan, they got the Lunox as well. So it's quite magic heavy teams. But at least in the EXP, right, she does have that sustenance as well. So it kind of works out. But there's a Baksha which has that anti-heal property as well in his skill set. So maybe they might face a little bit of that problem.
True that. I mean, the Alice is a risky pick considering they have a Bakshia, and at the same time, they also have the Bane and the Gutto, who are really decent counters in terms of Alice's engage potential. You kind of counter each other out. So I'm very curious to see. R. Jonas might be looking for a possible, maybe a split push. They want to hold on for the first 10 minutes, play it safe, probably get a few picks off in the gold lane. And speaking of the gold lane matchup for Dostoevsky, it is going to be the blonde on Irithil, and Winx is going to pick up his final pick on that Yuzong, like I said. A really very comfortable draft coming in from both sides. It looks like there's very little hesitation from either side as they're picking up these heroes left and right. And I like it. I mean, you gotta be confident to make it till the round 32. And this is gonna be the first game, and whichever team is gonna get this win, they're gonna have a really great time securing match point.
Yep, certainly. The last pick, Akai, right? It's a bit surprise pick for me because you don't really go for that Akai into the roam position. But considering that there are a lot of AOE from the side of NXM, I kind of get why they picked up the Akai because he does have that disengage property as well because of his heavy spin. So you would not have much time to focus all your combos, and not to mention it kind of guarantees a bit more retribution chances for your team as well if the jungler does get pinned down by his heavy spin during the objective time. So hopefully, I just hope that their whole team comp works out. Apart from that, both the teams, they are looking quite great.
And NXM, in terms of on paper, their draft is a little more well rounded. They have engaged, they have disengaged, but we cannot forget the comfort that Kazuha has on that Nathan. Being a global Nathan user, I think he has a lot of confidence going into this match. And with that, we're in the land of Don's Evo. You're seeing a very early start coming in for the Berkshire. Do you think we might be seeing a red invade? Looking at how these teams are playing.
Maybe. I mean, there's a Bakshia, they can definitely go for that invade altogether. And since it's a Frederick, the farm would be a little bit slow as well. But since they decide to play it safe, and it's a Bane in the mid lane, which is quite interesting as well, they would lack a bit of that range. But it should be made up altogether by Yuzhong and his Black Dragon form. But altogether, I do like that both the roamers are paying specific a lot of attention towards their jungler so that they do not lose out any of the farm.
Yup, you're right about that. And on the top side, I guess look at both of these insanely sustainy EXP laners just clashing around, trying to get a little poke on each other, get a read on the tempo. Not really much vision being showing up on the map just yet. Both the junglers just rushing for the level 4. And I don't think we're gonna be seeing much action for now until, oh, I spoke too soon. The Purify gets baited out. Kazuha has to fall off for now, pushes away Sir Ken, and with that, another important resource baited out in the very first minute.
Yep. Right before the turtle spawns, right? A important resource baited out. But since it's for the marksman, I think it kind of does have that safer
Ooh,
side. But first blood already though for Kumar for the side of R Jonas, the EXP gets taken out, which is not a good sign for NXM Prime. They won't have anyone to help with the zoning as well, except for the roam position. But look at that, Alice diving in though.
Super Jinx once again gets a response on the Blonde. He will fall for now. Winx is there with the Black Dragon farm, zoning as many people as he can. But Super Jinx gets the double kill onto Nonchalant. The Appraiser's Wrath connecting onto one more. Sir Ken forced to back off, but the Turtles Poisons will get the kill. Super Jinx being the roamer, balling out with the triple kill as Winx will get the response, making the scoreboard 2 in favor of NX Prime. But R Jonas will walk away the winner with 4 kills to their name. But the Turtle is not claimed by anybody just yet.
Yep, the teams both are at quite a disadvantage, so they would want to wait for all of their teams to have that specific position which is needed for them to have the turtle. But Alice once again. Oh, the heavy spin though.
Ooh, what is set coming in? The AOG connects onto 2, but there's not enough follow-up. He bites off a little more than he can chew as Fred will pick up the scraps, picking up another kill for R Jonas. And this is not what NX Prime needs to be doing. They need to not let the side of R Jonas snowball, and they're doing exactly that. As every single person, apart from Kazuha, has had an important kill contribution right now.
Yep, certainly. The marksman does need to play it a bit safe as well, since he is at a risk of getting, picked off by a lot of the heroes, since there is a lot of engage with bottom lane. Once again, Nathan in the hands of Prime, he does get that final shot, which is not looking great for the side of our Jonas. They do have that lead in their hands, but they kind of need to have their eyes onto their goal laner as well.
Yup, you do not want to lose Kazuha or let his farm get disrupted this early because any disadvantage for Kazuha is going to be a big win for Prime, and he'll be able to rotate to those fights much easier. Therefore, there's a lot of members, a lot of bodies right now on the bot side near the river. The turtle is not even close to being up. Are both teams looking for a set, or are they just trying to get the gauge on each other?
Yep, but before that, we might get to see another engage right now. For Bane being in the mid lane, once he reaches his level for, oh, that was a important resource wasted out though for both the teams. But back to my point, their emphasis on the goal lane, right, helping Irrital to farm up that a lot,
Oh,
will be helping them in the.
wait, what is
Ooh.
Super Jinx doing over there? Super Jinx nearly gets the heavy spin successfully. A kill on Blonde, but it's not enough as Enix is coming in. Nonchalant diving in. Alice with the three-man set, the Appraiser's Wrath. Not enough to get them the kill. Dostevsky, will he be able to back off? Yes, he does. Wince will not be able to connect, but the Petrify combo will be taking out Kumar. And once again, both teams walking away from the turtle. But Blonde will get a sneaky off-cam shutdown. And with this, NX Prime is back in this fight. The gold lead brought down to just 500 gold. Wins beefing for some more action. He will get the mega kill onto Malum. And finally, the Lunox will be taken down. And this, folks, we have a fight on our hands.
Yep, Snowball for Yuzhong as of now, which is going to be a bit hard for our Jonas to deal with if he does have that more. But Super Jinx right now. And that AOG once again, but the turtle in the hands of our Jonas this time. I feel like the resources was wasted a bit too early for this side, but at least they were able to secure the turtle. NXM Prime losing out a bit on the objectives, but they are trying to make it up. Because of the other, due to the other part as well. But right now, Ellis diving in as well.
Okay. Do we see another set coming in? Kumar right now biting a lot of time for his team, but they're gonna just back off easily. Sneakily, Blonde on the top side picks up a turret for themselves, and that is the first objective, which is pushing towards the favor of NX Prime. They haven't got the turtle, just yet. The next turtle is gonna be up in a little over a minute. Right now, what do you think is the win condition for both teams, Evo?
For both the teams, I would say just stretch it out towards the late game because it's an Irithel and Bane against a Nathan and a Lunox all together. So overall, if they do stretch it out to the late game, it would come down to the farm for both the teams as well. But I kind of feel like NXM Prime, they have that late game advantage onto their side as well. If they keep having consistent farms onto themselves, because Akai, although his heavy spins have been connected, the positioning has been a little bit off for their side.
You're right on that. And right now, Berkshire really wants to get that shield unity, to connect onto any of the members on the side of R. Jonas. And if you notice the way the rotation coming in from NX Prime, they look quite scattered, but they're covering literally every single angle. And speaking of angle, the heavy spin will connect perfectly, launch it up with an AOG. No way for him to escape. Super Jinx will take down the jungler and the roamer of NXM Prime. And once again, NXM finding themselves on the back foot, losing all the pressure they had on that turtle until just a few seconds ago.
Yep, objective gameplay from our Jonas has been quite spot on. They have been able to take all three of the turtles every single time. And NXM Prime, even if they are trying, they are getting zoned out quite a lot. So apart from going for the neutral objectives, I think it's better if they have that map control in their hands by rotating a bit more and trading out those turtles for others. But oh, look at Yu Zhong with his black ground form diving
Okay,
right
Super
petrify it.
Jinx gets poked down.
Yep. But he
Oh
would
my
still
god.
be escaping though with
Sebo,
a bit of HP.
Okay, is there another invade coming in? Who's gonna get that retribution? Will it be Sir Ken? Cannot see just yet, but there's a taunt connecting onto two, but there's a backup coming in by Prime. Blonde Sobin will get another turret. In the meanwhile, the fight is still ongoing. Kumar forced to back out. Will he go in for a re-engage? No, he does not. Sir Ken backing off with the shield unity. The Appraiser's Wrath nearly connects, but Prime will take him out in time. And with that, it is a favorable trade coming in from the side of NXM Prime. They lost a lot of HP, but they were able to emerge the winners of this fight as the jungler, the Fredrin, the Appraiser will be taken out. The Gem Cutter will have to take his way back in a few moments. But as we speak, Prime, will he get that kill? No, he does not. They will walk away with one more turret servo. And slowly but surely, Blonde is just chipping down these turrets.
Yep, that is one big problem for a Bane. You just have that heavy you just have that deadly catch onto your hand and the HP just goes down quite a lot. So Bane is definitely making up for the rotation and the marksman as well, quite a lot for the side of NXM Prime. And not to mention they were able to catch up on their economy, even have their lead against our Jonas despite having the neutral objectives taken up. Now their problem is the Bane. They have to stop him out. Look at that. He got the Holy Crystal as well, which means those cannons, those spews are gonna be dealing a lot damage. Not to mention we got Irithel getting up that farm as well. They have to be a lot careful. They have to pick off the damage dealer so that they are able to get back into the game. But it is not looking great because they're mostly into the back line as well. But Lord Dance though started by NXM Prime this time.
Bro, what is Blonde doing on top? Picks up another turret. Dostoevsky will be taken out by Wins. The Shah residue of the Black Dragon. Too much to handle for the Appraiser. Look at that. Jinx forced to use the heavy spin defensively. Will have to back off. And NXM will regain control of that Lord's region. Successfully winning that fight for themselves. Blonde taking up another turret on the top side. And with this, the map is nearly clean of any Arjonas turrets. And on the other end, Arjonas has not secured a single dent on the turrets until now.
Yep, map control in the hands of NXM Prime, but objectives in the hands of our Jonas. I kind of feel like Blonde he did go a bit overboard with the map with the third pushing for his side because he could have helped during the Lord. He could have helped with the zoning out our Jonas so that they were able to secure the Lord. But nonetheless, since it's not an enhanced Lord, they still have a lot of chances to make up for it.
Okay, the Lord marching down the top side. It's being escorted by Prime right now. Four members clustering onto the mid side. They want to get that mid objective. Cannot seem to have the minions for it. Not just yet. The side of NXM going to be a little patient. Lord on the meanwhile crashes on the top. There's the AOG connects onto one. Nonchalant, biting off a little more than he could chew. No follow up coming from his side just yet. It's just a false engage. Kumar diving in a little too much. Dostoevsky, will he get the Appraiser's Wrath in time? He's hunting for that kill. Will he get it just yet? No, he's not going to successfully get that as Wins and Prime or doing left and right. Prime is going to be taken out. Dostoevsky also fallen. Wins buying a lot of time in the back line, zoning them away as Malum will be taken out by Sir Ken. And normally you're going to be seeing the Lunox taking out the Bakshia, but the story is completely different as Kazuha is going to get the kill on the Gutout. This fight has not stopped just yet. Both these EXP laners sustaining for their lives. Kumar versus Wins. Who is going to survive? Who's going to sustain? It looks like it might be Kumar as he's going to zone away both Ken and Wins away from the objective. And with that, the game has finally come to a standstill. Both teams trying to find some space to reorganize.
Yep, back to the game. Right, sorry for the interruption. But it does seem like NXM Prime is still leading the game as of now. And with the lead in their hands, they could be having a lot. I actually want to see how much the itemization for Iritel is, because going against a Nathan, yeah, she has three of her, core items as well on her way towards the fourth one, which is gonna be hurting a lot. She got that Berserker's Fury as well. But Lunox, she does look a bit underfarmed compared to Bane. Bane already has those expensive items in his hands, the Holy Crystal, the Blood Wings, and he is on his way building his fourth damage as well. And the thought, he already locked up on all of those magic defenses, which is gonna be tickling just a bit. But Lord Dance once again.
Oh, who's gonna get the retribution? Who's gonna be Dostoevsky? Yes, he does it once again. Ever reliable for our Jonas. But Vince is on the way, trying to hunt him down, always being a menace in his back. Meanwhile, Kazuha picking up a lot of damage, but Vince pulling off a miracle, picking up the godlike. Someone stop this Yuzong, as he cannot be held down. But they've lost 3 members from the side of NXM with only 1 to answer for R. Jonas. Only Malum has fallen. So despite getting godlike for wins, he's having an unstoppable game. Their team is still on the losing end. The gold lead, R. Jonas is still down by a few gold. But I think with all those turrets that are gonna fall with this 14-minute Lord, I think they're gonna catch up pretty quick.
Yeah, they should be able to catch up even a bit of that amount of gold. For their side, they get picked off though. Bane just got deleted by 4 people. Mega in the hands of Nathan. Lord in the way for the inhibitor as well. He did have his passive taken out, but that is a really huge win for the side of Arjona, since they took out their main damage dealer, and they are on their way to get back the map control on their hands as well.
And Kazuha now taking up the role that what Blonde was doing so far, chipping down these turrets left and right. And I really like the rotation that has come up by R. Jonas right now. They split up their members, knowing that the mid siege is not going to be possible because of how beefy that Yuzong is along with the Irithil. So they just split up, picked up a turret each, and they'll probably try to use the next wave to siege down another topside turret probably.
Yep, certainly that should be the game plan as of now. The only thing that they can do right now is choke down NXM Prime from taking any more objectives, get a control on the map once again. Since they have one of their inhibitors chipped down, they have to be careful not to let anyone near that top lane for their side, so that they do not, they avoid any of those backdoor entries for their side. So they have to be extra careful, and it does seem like they have been paying attention towards their lane as well. NXM Prime, they can do what they can do is hopefully pick off the main damage dealers, but there's an Akai, so there might be a bit of a problem. But they do have that backline diver, the Yuzhong, so the position is quite in jeopardy for Lunox and Nathan altogether if they're not careful. But right now, a lot of pokes are happening here and there. Super Jinx, yeah, he won't be taking that team fight.
And Zevo, at this stage of the game, I guess both the win conditions for either side, the Bane, Irithil, the Lunox, and okay. Nonchalant, trying to predict it with the AOG, uses up a big resource. Luckily, I don't think anyone from the side of Arjonas caught onto that, because he dropped that ult in the bush. But Dostoevsky is going to drop in the taunt. Kazuha coming in with the damage, but nothing on the map just yet. Both teams still, the Lord Dance going in. But look at Blonde. Is he going to come in from a backline? Yes, he does. Oh, beautiful deadly catch with the flicker, but the damage is not enough. Kazuha going on as much as he can. The heavy spin zoning him away. Meanwhile, Sir Ken wins, is going to get the kill on Kazuha. The members of R. Jonas completely bewildered as they get caught off guard. The re-engage coming in with the help of Kumar and Dostoevsky. Wins getting caught in a bit of trouble. Can he sustain enough? The Dragon Tail is going to be used up along with the Appraiser's Wrath. No, Wins will finally fall. The Black Dragon will be sent back to the base against his will.
That was still a really great engage from the side of NXM Prime, though. They were able to, sustain all those damages that were coming on their side. They were able to take on the second Lord for themselves, which is gonna be putting a bit of a pressure onto the side of R. Jonas once again. But they did lose out on the Yuzhong, which was helping with the zoning quite a lot. But up to the only bad thing is that they are just gonna be wasting that Lord a bit. But Irithel, she needs to be careful as well. She is a marksman, so she's a bit squishy. But the thing is, I'm quite surprised that they did not go for a fighter in the gold lane. Rather, they went for the mid lane, which kind of works out.
Oh,
But deadly catch? Ooh, that was quite a miss though.
oh, they did manage to bait out a flicker, but that flicker is going to be back by the time that next Lord is up. And with each minute that passes, these minions are getting harder to kill. That Lord is going to be even tougher to melt. And each team's respawn timer is just going to go again and again. It's going to increase. So any mistake right now is going to be very costly. You can't afford to lose any player from each side. Dostoevsky right now is doing his job with his taunts, but Super Jinx, while having an amazing performance so far, is being zoned a lot by Blonde and Nonchalant. He can't afford to use that respin a little too early. He's trying to catch off Prime, but Prime being very evasive and very safe.
Yep, as we see right now, oh, Bane, he did get chased down, but yeah, they would still be safe. But looking at the itemizations, most of them has been completed already, and now up to since it's almost the late game, it's just gonna be depending on to the execution for both the sides. And I do feel like the game has been going to and fro like a pendulum motion. No team has that complete control over that map. Bane though, he picked up two Holy Crystal, I believe. Just getting ready to have those deadly catches deal a lot of damage towards the turret and towards anyone it touches as well. But back to my point, the pressure for both the teams has been equally divided throughout time and time throughout the whole game. We do not know which team is gonna be taking the first victory, since it's quite unpredictable for both the sides. One engage and one time another NXM Prime is winning, other time our Jonas is winning. So it's time for the enhanced Lord as well, which is going to be quite crucial for both the teams, because it might just be the final decider for this first match of this best of 3 series as well. The teams, they have to mind their positions out.
And look at the damage that Lord is dealing. Vince just lost close to a quarter of his HP in just 2 hits from that Lord. A very, very dangerous Lord right now. It's a very risky Lord dance. Nonchalant and Dostoevsky dropping in a few taunts. The re-engage coming in from the gutter. The steel body is not going to be enough. Forced to pop the revitalize. The Black Dragon form being used up. And will this be the fight that they need? Lunox melting down Vince as he's going to be chunked down, using up a very big resource. The Black Dragon is not going to be available in this Lord fight. And since they know that, NXM Prime trying to force the issue as soon as possible, but Wins pop down already very low. Dostoevsky looking for a possible engage, does not seem to find it just yet. The shield unity connects, petrify combo. Dostoevsky popped down. There's the AOG, the Immo taken down from Nonchalant. The fight is who's gonna get the retreat? Sarken finally clutching up for this team. One of the most important retributions. But what is happening in the mid lane? Look at that. Blonde is taking up the turret. He's trying to sneak the turret as soon as possible. But a double kill picked up by Kazuha. He might be going in for the end. The deadly catch is still on cooldown. Surgings is gonna finally zone away this Bane. The Lord marching down the mid. They have 3 members. They've lost Sirken and Wins, but it will be enough. Can they do it? They're gonna be sieging down this base, but the front line from Kazuha and team just too much. Prime is not gonna even be there.
Yep, Prime, he has been playing a bit too much passively, maybe because of the 3 sandbags that is present in the R Jonas, right? He can't really dish out much damage anymore because of all of the HPs that R Jonas is providing. And not to mention, she needs to be able to reach out to the backline as well. But Alice on Irithel, Prime is trying to escape as well. Pops out the rose gold meteor, and he does manage to escape in time. Although they might have overstepped their welcome a bit.
Oh, there is the deadly catch. Dostoevsky going to be able to sustain, and I guess since he's picked up 2 holy crystals, he's not going to be melting those sandbags as well as he likes. Without that, divine glaive, I'm not sure if he's built the divine glaive or not. But if he has, then that's a lot of sustain coming in. But if he has not, I guess we know the reason as to why the deadly catch is only more effective on that. He's looking for Malum and Kazuha right now because they're on Purifies rather than a Flicker. And there's a good taunt coming in by the Kato. Kumar will back off for now. Both teams, are doing their best trying to fight for Lord Control. There's the conceal play being popped, but Dostoevsky will spot them out. And I guess the advantage that NXM has is that they can just play safe until they lose the inhibitors. But Nonchalant going in for another taunt. What are these teams doing, man? I'm so excited to see which team is going to dive in first, which team is going to take the bait and contest that fight. Okay, Fredrin used up his retribution.
Right before the Lord.
Is that a Rush Lord?
That is a win for the side of NXM Prime. Our Jonas, they might not be able to contest the Lord at all because of the lack of retribution as well. And at this time of the match, it has been dragged out quite a lot, but they are still going for the contest of AOG.
Okay, AOG does not connect. A deadly catch once again. Someone stop Blonde. He's being perfect with these backlines. He's flanking as well as any soldier you see on the battlefield, as he's been the best recruit that our Jonas would never want to face. Wins dropping in the damage. Super Jinx baits out the heavy spin and the flicker. Malum killing spree. Lord marching in on the mid. They do not have both their lane clearing damage dealers. And this just looks like it might be the end of it all. Game 1, so much in favor of NXM Prime. Deadly catch being used up. Blonde being popped up. Prime getting popped down very low. The fight, they're trying their best. The Appraiser's Raj catches 3, but the Lord is hitting the base. Nobody there to clear it. The AOG gets used up. The Aegis will be shattered, along with the first game going away from our Jonas's hands. And it's going to be NXM Prime securing match point.
Yep, that final Lord fight was the cherry on top for them to win. I mean, the game dragged out like 25 minutes, and that is a lot for the current meta. And not to mention, both the teams had had a lot of damage, had a lot of sustain as well. So ending the match as soon as possible was kind of possible, but also at the same time not possible. But yeah, that 2 holy crystal on Bane definitely did something. I mean, he was going around the map, taking out all the turrets, and just because of those 2 holy crystals on their hand, he was just dealing more than 50% of damage of the HPs for the opposite team as well, especially the squishy ones, the Nathan and also the Lunox all together. So that was quite a good match. But Irithel, maybe her use in the match was quite a bit, undermined because of her damage potential as well. If it was maybe some other hero apart from the Irithel, I mean, yes, she is good, but not against these tanky heroes who are usually just, there to take those hits from the main damage dealers. Mostly, I would say if they build up the blade armor, then Irithel, she would just be committing suicide at this point.
Yup, man. And with the number of blade armors there, you have to feel for Prime because he did his job in terms of clearing the waves, handling the pressure. But the game coming in from Vince was sublime, absolutely sublime game coming in from that combo of Blonde and Vince. Both the mage and the side laner putting in a lot of work. And while the stats wins is a really good MVP, I think there's a strong contention coming in by Blonde because if we talk about the highlights of the game, I think all of it would point out to those deadly catches, those deadly flanks coming in.
Yep. You have to be careful when there's a Bane. Absolutely no point of neglect at all. You have to be really careful. And Bane is there for a reason. He is getting banned out for a reason. Even if he got those little nerf tweaks, it did not, affect him much. So Bane is still a really, really viable option in the current meta as of now. So hopefully our Jonas, they take the hint, they either ban out the Bane or maybe pick up that hero for their side as well. But right now, since NXM Prime is leading, our Jonas, they have to be careful because it might just be their last match.
Definitely, our Jonas has to be a little more careful with that draft. While they had the damage, their execution was caught a bit lacking. You had all those sandbags, but the fact that Bane was able to go into the backline without being spotted until Kazuha, until he reached Kazuha there, is a very big flaw in terms of their draft execution. So, that was a little underwhelming. I expected a little better. I expected Kazuha to have his moment to shine. But when you are destroyed by a Bane before the fight even begins, you can't do much about it. Because Kumar was there, diving, zoning their front line away. But what are you going to do about the back? And with that, we are into this game too. Still, R Jonas is gonna stick to that 1-1 ban, and NXM is gonna respond with the YSS. Do you think R Jonas is gonna ban out that Bane Yuzong, or they're gonna leave it open?
Oh yeah, they just banned out the Yuzhong. They do not want to take any more risk at this point. But the Yuzhong, right? The Yuzhong, he did a phenomenal job starting from the early game as well when he got his Black Dragon form. He was just going around the whole map, diving into the back line, zoning out every single one of them. And because of Yuzhong, they were not able to, focus at one point at all because you would be getting petrified, you would be getting all those combos, and your HPs would be getting drained out all the time from that dragon. So that was a really important pick for the side of NXM Prime. And well, while we might think that the Zhong is quite a good band, it's still a bit conditional, and there's still a lot of heroes which can be banned out. But I'm not seeing a CC ban as of now from either of the teams. So, our Jonas, would they prioritize on the CC? Yep, yes, they do.
And looking at the draft so far, they have kind of stuck to what was working in the previous game. They've stuck to the same bans. NXM almost no difference from the previous game. It's still the same. You see the Lance Scullier Yi Sun out. The Zujin is going to be taken out a little earlier this time. And since R Jonas has taken out that Zujin, I feel like they want to play a little more melee heavy engage re-engage comps, which Zujin is favored to counter. And they've taken the CC for themselves in the first pick, giving away the Arlot and the Lunox once again. NXM this time gonna take a page out of Malum's book as they're gonna pick up the Lunox for themselves. What do you think they're gonna combine this Nox with?
Hmm. Lunox once again, this time for the side of NXM Prime. Interesting. I would say, Lunox has been rising in popularity a bit, and I kind of get it because it's because of her burst potential as well, and not to mention she does have that escapability for any mages compared to any mages. Her brilliance is quite useful. So for a Lunox, she is quite the hyper carry mage. So maybe NXM Prime would want to go for a utility kind of a jungle once again so that they are able to protect the backliners. And it's an Arlot. We still don't know which lane he's going to be going because he can be flexed quite a lot. So they have to be careful. Kimi gets picked up though, and Fredrine once again, he was shining through the first match. So still quite a good option for the side of our Jonas. Kimi, she's gonna be a bit of a problem.
And yeah, man, like with Kimi coming into the play, it's gonna be a little more difficult from the side of like in the early game, Kimi seems kind of lackluster, but that's the whole point. You don't really pay attention to that chip damage she's putting in until her passive activates. And all of a sudden, she's the biggest threat on that battlefield. She's dropping in slows, she's hard to catch off, she scales over walls, and in case you group up to, siege her down, she drops in that ultimate that clumps all of you very nicely for a good Arlot set. For that good taunt from the Fredrin, a good Appraiser's Wrath. So, I mean, a really good draft. Initial first pick phase coming in from both sides, you can kind of see a clear plan that both these sides have. So, I like both the drafts that both teams are cooking. And in terms of ban, NXM is going to take out Kazuha's Nathan. They realize that he is a problem, and it was quite difficult for Blonde to really get there. And since the Bane is banned, you don't have anyone who's going to be able to, effectively take down that threat.
Herod might be still a good option. But the thing is there's an Arlot and there's a chance of Phobius coming up for at least the side of NXM Prime. So maybe they should not risk up on that Herod altogether. But for NXM Prime, it does work out for the side. And not to mention, he can't keep up with the current goal distribution for the current patch as well. So maybe that is quite another option that they can go for. Apart from that, just maybe go for the fighter, or if they want to go for marksman, there's still a Granger open. But late game marksman, it only works when the game is dragged to the last. And not to mention, they need to be able to melt and deal damages altogether. It should be suitable as well. So I'm quite curious what hero they would be picking up in the goal lane. And I'm quite surprised that they did not prioritize the Grok as well. Starting from the first match, the Grok has been banned out during the second phases of the ban. So both the teams, I guess, they're not quite much comfortable with the pick off comps. Rather, they would just go for a full on initiation comp by the tank. So altogether, they did ban out the Akai as well, which is kind of a respect ban. But oh wait, Franco. Interesting enough. Who do you think that Franco is for?
That Franco pick, I think they've taken up that Franco simply because they feel that, they still have the gold lane open unless the CC is going in the gold lane. So in case this Fred or CC go in a little too close with that curtain call or with that Appraiser's Wrath trying to look for a set, they're just gonna, stop whoever's going in for the backline. Because what Arjunas needs right now, whether it's a roamer, whether it's a marksman or whatever role, they need someone who can effectively disengage or stop these guys, stop NX Prime from really grouping up together. So by taking up that Franco with that bloody hunt, they will effectively be able to prevent them from getting a little too cocky. Because like we saw in the previous game, there was nobody to really stop Vince from diving into Kazuha. No one could really stop him that effectively. And
Mhm.
that is why Kazuha was getting zoned out. So similarly, Blonde and Side know that this might be the case for us because these guys have the first pick this time. So let's probably pick up the Franco and ensure that does not happen to our Lunox.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Since they already have those frontliners, they would want to be able to divert their attention onto the back line, make sure that they are kept safe and sound. So yeah, that kind of makes a good sense. But Ranger in the goal lane once again against a CC in the goal lane. So it's a fighter versus a marksman this time for their side. Interestingly enough, having a CC onto your side does give you a bit of that advantage because she does deal damage based on HP. And that yo-yo blitz and that curtain call might just be a bit of an issue for the side. But as long as you give Granger the farm, he should be able to mark down anyone that comes in his way due to his dead Sonata. But you need to be able to finish the game when it's around the mid as well. If it drags too late, we don't know what might happen.
Again. And you're right about that. And if you've noticed in the previous game, Kazuha's side is Arjunas had Kazuha on the Nathan and Malum on the Lunox, and it looked like in the late game it's definitely their win because they have two win conditions because Prime was getting zoned out pretty much always from the fight. But over here, once again, you know, they have two people, they have two win conditions. So, is this a curse of having two late game heroes? Despite drafting for the late, you end up losing it in the late. But with that being said, match point is in favor of NX Prime, folks. So they will be looking to secure this game and take home that dub as soon as possible. But look at that, Franco already trying to go for that hook. Will not connect. Will bite off more than he can chew. He does not have the flicker. His super Jinx will collapse onto him, giving our Jonas the first blood.
Great advantage taken from the side of our Jonas. They knew Franco had no way to escape that wall. They were able to secure up that wall all together. But the hook though, it did go once again. Flicker wasted out. They are quite invading, and Fredrine does manage to take out the orange buff for Bakshi as well, but he's trying to comp it up with the other creeps, but it might just not be that helpful though. Still quite a win for the side of Marjonas.
And I'm really curious to see how these sides are going to, really take that first turtle down, because you have a very even contest, but maybe a little advantage for the kills and the buff advantage for the side of our Jonas. Two people there. Win's forced to use out the flicker, will not be able to back off. Arlor dives in once again. A beautiful set of dashes coming in as he's able to walk away with a little more HP than he originally joined that fight with.
Yep, and it's time for the turtle. Kimi is still not level 4 yet compared to the Lunox, so she does need to get the level 4 so that she's able to zone, but right now, Fredrine with the Appraiser's Rat.
He was zoned out a little too much for the fight as Malum will get the kill onto Wins. The Art-Lord gets taken out. The MVP of the previous game will be sent back to the base, not having the same dominance he had in the previous game. He will have to find his footing once more. Franco right now not really having the best game, unable to find a hook so far in the first 3 minutes of this match, as currently our Jonas, despite losing out that turtle, is having a better time. And right as I spoke, Super Jinx is gonna catch off that loon. Is gonna get caught off instead, and NXM Prime finally getting their first kill on that leaderboard.
Yeah, you definitely need to be mindful of your surroundings. There were 3 people waiting for you to pass around to have you taken down. I mean, that's another level of dedication right now. And CC as well, getting choked down. Definitely something that you should be doing, since CC is quite a threat for your side as well. Same thing happening onto the EXP. Phobius. Oh, that he did bait out the flicker from Lunox though.
Definitely. And looking so far at the game, it's been a good start for both teams. I mean, both teams are doing pretty well. They're gold laners. CC is the gold laner for the side of Arjonas, but there is a certain gap as Prime is able to have that range advantage, and he's been able to poke down CC pretty safely. Kazuha struggling a little to really find his tempo. He's going to be more active in the team fights from maybe the 8-minute mark onwards, but they need to stop Prime from farming so freely right now.
Yeah. And once again though, the suppress coming in, Bloody Hunt for Franco, and Kumar does get taken down. He will be able to pick off like the last game, but Nonchalant forced to use out the flicker right around the turtle.
And we're seeing this happen constantly. I mean, a lot of expensive resources getting baited out before this Lord is really underway. And there's the action. There's the engage Super Jinx with the fist crack on the wall. Will connect onto many. The flicker gets baited out. The Appraiser's Wrath. Oh my god, what a disruption coming in by the final slash. The Appraiser's Wrath end up hitting nothing as Fredrin has nothing to heal on. And he will be taken down. And NXM Prime, taking down the jungle of our Jonas, will pick up another turtle themselves uncontested.
NXM Prime this time, they have their priorities straight. They are just there to win it. They are there to go for a 2-0. And they have been asserting their dominance right from the start of the early game as well. And oh wait, not to mention the bloody hand once again from Franco.
Okay, Super Jinx is gonna take out his opposing roamer, and they're gonna continue to take that engage for as long as possible. Prime is gonna get that response on to Badang. He allowed the brilliance being used up. Prime is still surviving, getting a triple kill for himself. He has the space this game, and he's gonna take full advantage. Why he is the standard, why is he the carry for the side of NXM Prime?
Yep, with the early game advantage onto their side, they are there to even take out the mid lane turret so that they get more and more lead for their side as well. The amount of final slashes that Arlott can dish out is just too much because of slow cooldown as well. And that is a problem of having an Arlott. He is just so much disruptive that you have to be careful about during the team fight when he is around. You have to be careful for his flashes as well. Not to mention, if he is going, he does deal a lot of damage as well. Oh, look at that though right now. The disruption, yes, it's there. But Franco, looking for an opportunity.
Okay, will Franco get the hook? Does not connect just yet. Wins getting taunched down right there. They're going to commit on this guy. Final slash not used up. A beautiful appraise is not connecting on to 2, but Wins is going to have the help of his team. Blonde inside of NXM, taking down the XP laner once again. Smart MVP from the previous game, taken down for the second time in match 2.
Team turret has been destroyed.
Yep, and with that, the second turtle once again.
With the way the people are going.
The final slashes of Arlott. He is just
surviving
that.
Dashing around, he's not oh my god. Like, they were really lucky there was no one from the side of NXM Prime there. Or, that would have been a complete wipeout.
Yep, goodness. A lot of sustenance though. Still, they are going for more. We get Super Jinx. He gets taken out. Followed up by... With the ground getting used up by Franco though. But once again, the traction pulse coming in from Kimi to zone them out. But no one is there. Still, appraises Rat onto no one. He did not get the blue as well for the side. And it's in Prime. Still dominating the whole match. And 5k goal lead in their hands this time, not letting our Jonas even take that lead. Kimi building up concentrated energy, it seems. Would have preferred a golden glowing one as a first item. Honestly, since there is Baxia, there's Arla, there's Lunov, you should be able to flex your items. But Vince, once again,
okay, I think finally Wins bit off a little more than he could chew. Will get taken down, and Arjuna's got a much needed break. There's the bloody hunt coming in. Nonchalant is going to get interrupted. The fight is still going on. Dostoevsky will be forced to back off as he has to give up the life of his roamer. Badang sent back to the base. But meanwhile, on the top side, Prime is having the time of his life. But I spoke a little too soon. Will Kumar get the engage? No, he does not. Prime a little too feisty to be caught out just yet.
Yep, too little to be caught out just yet. Our Jonas, they had that early game advantage on their side because of that Kimi, because of that CC, but they were not able to capitalize on that. Since NXM Prime, they know what the threats are, so they are able to mark out what they need to take out from the game. Right now, the Lord is currently onto the bottom lane. NXM Prime trying to have that Lord dance onto themselves. Our Jonas, I don't think they would be contesting the Lord given the farm difference as well. It's not much, but it is enough for them to go onto the defensive side. With Lord onto the side of NXM Prime, they can be a bit more aggressive as well. For our Jonas, they kind of need to farm up. They kind of need to give their farm to CC, give their farm to Kimmy, so that they are able to have that melt as well. But that Arlott is just being a bit too much of a menace, not to mention Granger as well. He is getting the farm 501, but the hook from Nonchalant. Oh, he
Oh,
was get away though.
and they nearly got it with it. He nearly got that hook. And if he did, that fight would have been a very different scenario for the side of Arjonas. They would have had to use up a few resources to save their teammates. And with that, the Lord marching down the top side, they will probably be able to defend this successfully. But right as I spoke, Kumar will get taken down. A monster kill for Prime. The Granger, while he is taking them down piece by piece, dismantling the side of Arjonas. But they will get a response onto the Lunox. The finally Blonde will be taken down after a kill contribution of 10. And look at that, Kazuha still trying to dive in, will be forced to use out the flicker. Another engage coming in, the final slash will connect onto the Fred, and godlike for the side of Dostevsky. He will be taken out. Throw a man ultimate from the side of Jinx, but no one to follow up. Prime is still surviving. Malum gets a kill onto Nonchalant. It's only him against the world. Kumar back with respawn, trying to hold down this game. Wins with the final slash, buying in time, but he will be taken down. Too much for handle, but Prime is not going to be denied. The Death Sonata, too much for anyone from the side of R. Jonas to handle. They're going to collapse the inhibitors. Will they go for the end, or will they hold on?
Oh, there is a high chance that they would be able to end if the timing was in their favor a bit. But right now, since our Jonas, they came out, they would still be able to defend their base for a bit more while. Now for NSM Prime, the next Lord might just be the game ender for the side. For our Jonas, they kind of need to start playing on the offensive as well, but they do not have that much of that farm to be able to contest against NXM Prime. And NXM Prime, they know that. But look at that, Franco with the Iron Hook. He does connect it. It was in the wrong person though. It was a Badang. So, yeah, you definitely do not want to mess up with a Badang, especially when he has those fist cracks on his hands.
Definitely. I mean that is the name of his trade. But as we spoke, Super Jinx will have to be sent back to the base once again, right as this Lord is up. And this is the pattern we're seeing consistently. Oh no, Kazuha baited out the final slash cashing too. They were gonna leave the Lord going for the engage. Prime dropping in a lot of damage. Legendary for the marksman of INXM Prime. He is a man on a mission. Dostevsky using up the taunt and the retribution. Malum will not get the kill. There's the engage. Dostevsky will be taken down. Malum is not there so far to follow. The final slash with the help of that final stun is going to be enough for wins to take down 3 members, make it 4. It's only Super Jinx against the world. This just might be the end of it all. They're recalling, they're styling. It's a wipeout. Kumar all left alone. The Aegis will shatter along with the dreams of R. Jonas. They will be taken down by the might of NXM Prime.
Yep, that was quite a good match from the side of FedEx and Prime. I mean, in the first match, I guess they were testing the waters a bit. And second match, they were able to take up the whole of the game towards themselves. I mean, look at the KDA of Granger, 1302. 0 scratches given to him, 0 scratches given to Bakshia as well for the side. Kimmy, she did have that power spike as well, but she was not able to capitalize that on time. While I do say for the side of R. Jonas, it kind of feels like they were, more focused on to that sustainability rather than damage. So maybe that was quite a bit of a problem for this side as well.
And there's a reason why this Prime and an XM Prime, because right now, after that game one, there were a lot of doubters in the chat. All of us were saying he's not really been performing in game one, did more than his job, carried them with that MVP. unkillable, unassailable, and gets them the second point, and they will be pesting out Arjonas in this BO3.
Yep. I mean, you know, that was a really good match. Next up, we still have one more match, the best of three, coming up for C3 Meraki going up against Venomous as well. This will be it for this match. We will be back with you for the next match. Before that, though, Baldu, do you want to say something for all the people? I mean, I would want to say, don't judge a book by its cover. Prime, he had 2 matches to prove himself, and he did. He just left everyone speechless.
And yes, this is Hornbill Season 2, Top 32 Day 1, and viewers like, share, and interact with the stream. This would not have been possible without our amazing sponsors, Naga Beans, Nagaland Doors, and Isan Esports, that is our Esports Association of Nagaland, and the Department of Youth Resources and Sports by the Government of Nagaland. So, viewers, stay thanks to our sponsors as they have been an instrumental part in bringing us this really, really amazing tournament.
Yep. And with that, though, me, Zio, and my fellow caster Baldudu, yes, this side, we would be taking our leave, and we'll be back with you with the third game.
Steps keep up down. There's the AOG. The Immo taken down from Nonchalant. The fight is who's gonna get the retreat? Saken finally clutching up for this team. One of the most important retributions. But what is happening in the mid lane?
Yep. And it's time for the turtle. Kimi is still not level 4 yet compared to the Lunox. So she does need to get the level 4 so that she's able to zone. But right now, Fredrine with the Princess Rat.
He was zoned out a little too much for the fight. As the team fights from maybe the 8-minute mark onwards, but they need to stop Prime from farming so freely right now.
Yeah. And once again, though, the suppress coming in, Bloody Hunt for Franco, and Kumar does get taken down. He will be able to pick off like the last game.
And we're seeing this happen constantly. I mean, a lot of expensive resources getting baited out before this Lord is really underway. And there's the action, there's the engage. Super Jinx with the fist crack on the wall will connect on to many. The flicker gets baited out. The Appraiser's Wrath. Oh my god, what a disruption.
Early game as well. And, wait, not to mention the Bloody Hunt once again from Franco.
Okay. Hey, Super Jinx is going to take out his opposing roamer, and they're going to continue to take that engage for as long as possible. Prime is going to get that response on to Badang. He taken down for the second time in match.
Team turret has been destroyed.
Yep, and with that, the second turtle once again.
With the way the people are going.
The final slashes of Arnold. He is just
Oh,
surviving that.
Contribution 10. And look at that, Kazuha still trying to dive in. Will be forced to use out the flicker. Another engage coming in. The final slash will connect onto the thread, and godlike for the side of Dostevsky. He will be taken out. Throw a man ultimate from the side of Jinx, but no one to follow up. Prime is still surviving. Malum gets a kill onto Nonchalant. It's only him.
Iron Hook, he does connect it. It was in the wrong person though. It was a Badang. So, yeah, you definitely do not want to mess up with a Badang. Especially when he has those fist cracks on his hands.
Definitely. I mean that is the name of his this marksman of Iron XM Prime. He is a man on a mission. Dostevsky using up the taunt and the retribution. Malum will not get the kill. There's the engage. Dostevsky will be taken down. Malum is not there so far to follow. The final will be taken down. Malum is not there so far to follow. The final slash with the help of that final stun is going to be enough for wins to take down 3 members, make it 4. It's only Super Jinx against the world. This just might be the end of it all. They're recalling. They're pushes away Sir Ken, and with that, another important resource baited out in the very first minute.
Yep, right before the turtle spawns, right? A important resource baited out. But since it's for the marksman, I think it it kind of does. But look at that, Alice diving in though.
Super Jinx once again gets a response on the Blonde. He will fall for now. Winx is there with the Black Dragon farm, zoning as many people as he can. But Super Jinx gets the double kill onto Nonchalant. The Appraiser's Wrath connecting onto one more. Sir Ken forced to back off, but the Turtles Poisons will get the kill. Super Jinx being the roamer, balling out with the... What is Super Jinx doing over there? Super Jinx nearly gets the heavy spin successfully. A kill on Blonde, but it's not enough. Nonchalant diving in. Alice with the 3-man set. The Appraiser's Wrath. Not enough to get them the kill. Dostevsky, will he be able to back off? Yes, he does. Winx will not be able to connect onto any of the members on the side of Arjonas. And if you notice the way the rotation coming in from NX Prime, they look quite scattered, but they're covering literally every single angle. And speaking of angle, the heavy spin will connect perfectly. Launch it up with an AOG. No way for him to escape. Super Jinx will... Malum will be taken out by Sir Ken. And normally you're going to be seeing the Lunox taking out the Bakshia, but the story is completely different as Kazuha is going to get the kill on the Gutout. This fight has not stopped just yet. Both these EXP laners sustaining for their lives. Kumar versus Winx. Who is going to survive? Who's going to sustain? It looks like it might be Kumar. Oh, who's going to get the retribution? Who's going to be Dostevsky? Yes, he does it once again. Ever reliable for our Jonas. But Winx is on the way, trying to hunt him down, always being a menace in his back. Meanwhile, Kazuha picking up a lot of damage, but Winx going off the heavy spin, zoning him away. Meanwhile, Sir Ken, Winx is gonna get the kill on Kazuha. The members of our Jonas completely bewildered as they get caught off guard. The re-engage coming in with the help of Kumar and Dostevsky. Winx getting caught in a bit of trouble. Can he sustain enough? The Dragon Tail is going to be used up along with the Appraiser's Wrath. No, Winx low. Dostevsky looking for a possible engage. Does not seem to find it just yet. The shield unity connects. Petrify combo. Dostevsky popped down. There's the AOG. The Immo taken down from Nonchalant. The fight is gonna... Who's gonna get the retreat? Sir Ken finally clutching up for this team. One of the most important retributions. But what is happening in the mid lane?
Yep. And it's time for the turtle. Kimi is still not level 4 yet compared to the Lunox. So she does need to get that level 4 so that she's able to zone. But right now, Fredrine with the Appraiser's Wrath.
He was zoned out a little too much for the fight as the team fights from maybe the 8-minute mark onwards. But they need to stop Prime from farming so freely right now.
And once again, though, the suppress coming in, Bloody Hunt for Franco, and Kumar does get taken down. He will be able to pick off like the last game.
And we're seeing this happen constantly. I mean, a lot of expensive resources getting baited out before this Lord is really underway. And there's the action, there's the engage. Super Jinx with the fist crack on the wall will connect onto many. The flicker gets baited out. The Appraiser's Wrath. Oh my god, what a disruption.
Early game as well. And, oh wait, not to mention the Bloody Hunt once again from Franco.
Okay. Hey, Super Jinx is going to take out his opposing roamer, and they're going to continue to take that engage for as long as possible. Prime is going to get that response on to Badang. He taken down for the second time in match.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Yep, and with that, the second turtle once again. Yeah, final slashes of Farlord. He is just surviving that.
Distribution 10. And look at that, Kazuha still trying to dive in. Will be forced to use out the flicker. Another engage coming in. The final slash will connect onto the Fred, and godlike for the side of Dostevsky. He will be taken out. Throw a man ultimate from the side of Jinx, but no one to follow up. Prime is still surviving. Malum gets a kill onto Nonchalant. It's only him.
Iron Hook, he does connect it. It was in the wrong person though. It was a Badang. So, yeah, you definitely do not want to mess up with a Badang. Especially when he has those fist cracks on his hands.
Definitely. I mean that is the name of his the marksman of Iron XM Prime. He is a man on a mission. Dostevsky using up the taunt and the retribution. Malum will not get the kill. There's the engage. Dostoevsky will be taken down. Malum is not there so far to follow. The final will be taken down. Malum is not there so far to follow. The final slash with the help of that final stun is going to be enough for Wins to take down 3 members, make it 4. It's only Super Jinx against the world. This just might be the end of it all. They're recalling. They're pushes away Sir Ken, and with that, another important resource baited out in the very first minute.
Yep. Right before the turtle spawns, right? A important resource baited out. But since it's for the marksman, I think it kind of does. But look at that, Alice diving in though.
Super Jinx once again gets a response on the Blonde. He will fall for now. Winx is there with the Black Dragon farm, zoning as many people as he can. But Super Jinx gets the double kill onto Nonchalant. The Appraiser's Wrath connecting onto one more. Sir Ken forced to back off, but the Turtles Poisons will get the kill. Super Jinx being the roamer, balling out with the... What is Super Jinx doing over there? Super Jinx nearly gets the heavy spin successfully. A kill on Blonde, but it's not enough. Nonchalant diving in. Alice with the 3-man set. The Appraiser's Wrath. Not enough to get them the kill. Dostoevsky, will he be able to back off? Yes, he does. Wince will not be able to connect onto any of the members on the side of Arjonas. And if you notice the way the rotation coming in from NX Prime, they look quite scattered, but they're covering literally every single angle. And speaking of angle, the heavy spin will connect perfectly. Launch it up with an AOG. No way for him to escape. Super Jinx will... Malum will be taken out by Sir Ken. And normally you're going to be seeing the Lunox taking out the Bakshia, but the story is completely different as Kazuha is going to get the kill on the Gutout. This fight has not stopped just yet. Both these EXP laners sustaining for their lives. Kumar versus Wins. Who is going to survive? Who's going to sustain? It looks like it might be Kumar. Oh, who's going to get the retribution? Who's going to be Dostoevsky? Yes, he does it once again. Ever reliable for our Jonas. But Vince is on the way, trying to hunt him down, always being a menace in his back. Meanwhile, Kazuha picking up a lot of damage, but Vince going off the heavy spin, zoning him away. Meanwhile, Sir Ken Vince is gonna get the kill on Kazuha. The members of our Jonas completely bewildered as they get caught off guard. The re-engage coming in with the help of Kumar and Dostoevsky. Vince getting caught in a bit of trouble. Can he sustain enough? The Dragon Tail is going to be used up along with the Appraiser's Wrath. No, Vince low. Dostoevsky looking for a possible engage. Does not seem to find it just yet. The shield unity connects. Petrify combo. Dostoevsky popped down. There's the AOG. The Immo taken down from Nonchalant. The fight is gonna... Who's gonna get the retreat? Sir Ken finally clutching up for this team. One of the most important retributions. But what is happening in the mid lane?
Yep. And it's time for the turtle. Kimi is still not level 4 yet compared to the Lunox. So she does need to get that level 4 so that she's able to zone. But right now, Fredrine with the Appraiser's Wrath.
He was zoned out a little too much for the fight as the team fights from maybe the 8-minute mark onwards. But they need to stop Prime from farming so freely right now.
And once again, though, the suppress coming in, Bloody Hunt for Franco, and Kumar does get taken down. He will be able to pick off like the last game.
And we're seeing this happen constantly. I mean, a lot of expensive resources getting baited out before this Lord is really underway. And there's the action, there's the engage. Super Jinx with the fist crack on the wall will connect on to many. The flicker gets baited out. The Appraiser's Wrath. Oh my god, what a disruption.
Early game as well. And, oh wait, not to mention the Bloody Hunt once again from Franco.
Okay, Super Jinx is going to take out his opposing roamer, and they're going to continue to take that engage for as long as possible. Prime is going to get that response on to Badang. He taken down for the second time in match.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Yep, and with that, the second turtle once again. The final slashes of Arlo. He is just surviving that.
Contribution 10. And look at that, Kazuha still trying to dive in. Will be forced to use out the flicker. Another engage coming in. The final slash will connect onto the thread. And godlike for the side of Dostoevsky. He will be taken out. Throw a man ultimate from the side of Jinx, but no one to follow up. Prime is still surviving. Malum gets a kill onto Nonchalant. It's only him.
Iron Hook, he does connect it. It was in the wrong person though. It was a Badang. Yeah, you definitely do not want to mess up with a Badang, especially when he has those fist cracks on his hands.
Definitely. I mean that is the name of his. The marksman of Iron XM Prime. He is a man on a mission. Dostoevsky using up the taunt and the retribution. Malum will not get the kill. There's the engage. Dostoevsky will be taken down. Malum is not there so far to follow. The final will be taken down. Malum is not there so far to follow. The final slash will the help of that final stun is going to be enough for Wins to take down three members, make it four. It's only Super Jinx against the world. This just might be the end of it all. They're recalling. They're pushes away Sir Ken, and with that, another important resource baited out in the very first minute.
Yep. Right before the turtle spawns, right? A important resource baited out. But since it's for the marksman, I think it kind of does. But look at that, Alice diving in though.
Super Jinx once again gets a response on the Blonde. He will fall for now. Winx is there with the Black Dragon farm, zoning as many people as he can. But Super Jinx gets the double kill onto Nonchalant. The Appraiser's Wrath connecting onto one more Cirque and forced to back off. But the Turtles Poisons will get the kill. Super Jinx being the roamer, balling out with the. What is Super Jinx doing over there? Super Jinx nearly gets the heavy spin successfully. A kill on Blonde, but it's not enough. Nonchalant diving in. Alice with the three-man set. The Appraiser's Wrath. Not enough to get them the kill. Dostoevsky, will he be able to back off? Yes, he does. Wince will not be able to connect onto any of the members on the side of R. Jonas. And if you notice the way the rotation coming in from NX Prime, they look quite scattered, but they're covering literally every single angle. And speaking of angle, the heavy spin will connect perfectly. Launch it up with an AOG. No way for him to escape. Super Jinx will. Malum will be taken out by Sir Ken. And normally you're going to be seeing the Lunox taking out the Bakshia, but the story is completely different as Kazuha is going to get the kill on the Gutout. This fight has not stopped just yet. Both these EXP laners sustaining for their lives. Kumar versus Wins. Who is going to survive? Who's going to sustain? It looks like it might be Kumar.
Yeah.
Oh, who's going to get the retribution? Who's going to be Dostoevsky? Yes, he does it once again. Ever reliable for our Jonas. But Vince is on the way, trying to hunt him down, always being a menace in his back. Meanwhile, Kazuha picking up a lot of damage, but Vince going off the heavy spin, zoning him away. Meanwhile, Sir Ken Vince is going to get the kill on Kazuha. The members of our Jonas completely bewildered as they get caught off guard. The re-engage coming in with the help of Kumar and Dostoevsky. Wins getting caught in a bit of trouble. Can he sustain enough? The Dragon Tail is going to be used up along with the Appraiser's Wrath. No, Wins low. Dostoevsky looking for a possible engage. Does not seem to find it just yet. The shield unity connects. Petrify combo. Dostoevsky popped down. There's the AOG. The Immo taken down from Nonchalant. The fight is gonna. Who's gonna get the retreat? Saken! Finally clutching up for this team. One of the most important retributions. But what is happening in the mid lane? And welcome back, everybody. We're back with the final game of the day of Hornbill Esports Championship Season 2. This is the day one of the top 32, the best of three between Venomous Esports and C3 Meraki. And this is brought to you by our amazing sponsors, Naga Beans, a Korean cafe in Kohima. Amazing food, amazing vibes. Nagaland Doors, a Nagaland based brand specialized in custom made interior solutions, doors, and architectural products. And finally, the tournament is organized by none other than ESAN, that is our Esports Association of Nagaland, and the Department of Youth Resources and Sports by the Government of Nagaland. And these amazing sponsors have got us another day of exciting games. And we're going to be heading into the draft section anytime soon. I'm your caster, Baldido, with the amazingly talented Crucifix, my bad. Crucifix official.
Oh my god, dude. We don't
Okay.
call ourselves.
Okay, I guess there's a little bit of delay from Crook's side, but we are heading into the draft, and We might be seeing the first ban here. There it is. The CC is going to be taken out, with Venomous taking up the first pick. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I have a feeling that the CC is going to be a big problem, especially in the EXP lane, and she can also be flexed in the gold lane for some reason. Apparently, everyone's actually just skipping out on all the marksmen and deciding to play heroes like CC, Xborg, and many other heroes that are actually pretty good on the EXP lane into the gold lane for some reason. Obviously, it's because these heroes don't really rely on farm to be online at their stages of the game that it's most required of them, and these heroes do have kits that actually work in their favor, and especially in the early game, so they can stay alive too. Talking about that, we've got Arlot getting banned off, and Kalea. Kalea, no surprise there, but Arlot is a hero that I don't see much play with.
I know Arlot, he's not picked up as regularly as I would like to be seeing him, considering how good his kit is in the current patch. Double fighter comp. So, with the final slash, it is absolutely perfect to disrupt backlines, because if the Lancelot is banned, the Yisanshin is banned, you're going to usually see Bakshia jungles, you're going to be seeing Fred jungles. So that's 3 to 4 frontliners being fielded by a single side. And a final slash is just perfect to disrupt that formation, dive into the back, take out their win con, and walk out. So, speaking of the bans, yep, the Lance and the Yisanshin also get banned out once again.
Hey, I mean, there's no surprise
What do
there.
you
Both
think
of
about
these
that
heroes.
first pick, Alice, from the side of Venom?
I think they're overestimating what Alice can bring to the table. But again, Alice is the hero that you can build full tank and still have a lot of, effect throughout a team fight. You can actually have a lot of impact in every single objective. But again, pairing that up with the Angela is going to be a big, big pain, especially if you're going to go for a Gushin. Really? Gushin? That is a surprise, but talking about the side of Team C3 Meraki, they've got the Lapu Lapu, they've got the Gata Gacha. What else do you need other than the Baxia? They go for a 3 tanky lineup. All they need now is early game damage, maybe a Kimmy. You could put that up in your team and you could still wipe out a lot of people.
And it's a very contrasting draft coming in from both sides. You have the Alice, the Angela, and the Gushin, a bunch of magic damage, a lot of burst, a lot of, mobility. And on the other side, you have these brawlers, you have these beefy, tanky brawlers, you have the Gatot Kach with the AOG, you have the Brave Fighter in Lapu, and the Tortoise Posans in terms of Bakshia. So the second I saw the Angela pick up, I think we all took it for granted that yes, we will be seeing that Baksha or picked up from the side of C3 Meraki. They're not going to hesitate and risk it being banned out. And what are your thoughts on the bans, Crooks?
Right now, well, I talked about this, but Kimmy getting banned off is no surprise here. That hero can actually follow up with the Boxia and also the Gato Kacha with a good frontliner. She's going to be a big pain, especially against heroes like that heavily rely on maybe sustaining a lot. She's gonna have this constant DPS on them, and she's gonna actually devastate many team fights, especially with that ultimate, the traction pulse. But again, Lunux, a hero that actually has a lot of early game potential. Just get herself a Sky Piercer early on, and you're practically all good and set. Wan Grok, no surprise there. Wan's an S tier jungler. Sorry, not jungler. Gold laner and Grok, another hero that's actually pretty dominant in the meta, especially after the rework that he's gotten. But first pick, Baldu, I think that's Granger is going to be a very, very big problem. Like, Earthel's still open.
And I'm kind of curious, like the Granger does make sense. He's gonna be really good with the Death Sonata, being able to take down, dish out damage from afar, having the protection of those 3 frontliners in his team. And I want to see what mage are they gonna pick up. What is C3 Meraki gonna pick up in that mage role, considering it's going to be a Gushin in the mid. So you can't take someone with 2 less mobility, or you're gonna get poked down instantly. So I doubt we'll be seeing something like a Eve or Farsa, because if they pick it, it's going to be great for their draft, but they will struggle against that Gushin because he is a menace with that Shadow Blade slaughter.
A Kadita would be a good option here, especially against Angela, Irithel, and maybe Gushin. But no, they decide on going for the safe pick. Obviously, the Lilia is a hero that actually, heavily again relies on the frontliners being there, slowing down the enemies. She herself can slow them down, allowing Lapu Lapu, Baxia, and also Granger to get some good sets and kills in that matter. And then again, I'll be very honest with you. Lilia always does have her black shield escaping death in a matter of seconds. Just one click is all it takes.
And with that, the draft has been set along with the stage for both teams. Venomous, with the first pick this game, will be heading in, trying to end this game as soon as possible, considering their draft and the amount of sustain they've picked up. It's more than sustain, it's more about healing through sustain. And, Baksha is there to counter exactly that. So it's going to be a game on how well they execute those pickoffs.
To be fair, I feel like the side of Team C3 and Meraki have a good draft. I'll be very honest with you. With the way Lilia is there, they're going to have a fun time rotating around the map, getting a few pickups here and there. But Alice and also Fredrin, you need to give them a lot of time to actually come on live. But look at that, guys. We're in the land of Dawn. Look at that beautiful recall for the Boxia in the jungle. We've got Fredrin too, two tanky junglers. But again, it's going to be C3 Meraki on the red side versus Venomous on the blue side. I see that Superman. Okay, look at that though. We've got a first blood already. It's not even the first minute. And Gushen's gonna fall down from the hands of Lilia. Dude, no surprise there. But look at that. They're trying to go for an invade. Fredrin jumps away into safety. But again, he's lost a lot of HP. And the bot side, we've got a lot of Rhapsodies going into Irithel's face. And I think that's going to be very dangerous for her to actually keep staying in that position there. But look at that. We've got Fredrin being invaded by Boxia. A lot of pressure coming in with Lilia. And they are going for an early game invade. They got the taunt. But then again, it's going to be the Revitalize keeping them alive. Granger coming in, getting the kill on the Fredrin. No cap, dude. This is very tough for the side of Team Venomous to actually keep up with.
And the game it's not even 2 minutes in and they have already picked up insane tempo for themselves. They've shut down that Gushin early. That's gonna put the fear. There's gonna put a lot of fear in that Gushin, because when you play that assassin, normally it's you having that aggression. You set the tempo in the mid lane. The opponent is the one who's gonna be cautious around those bushes. But now it's Lilia who set that tempo, and the same speaks for Fred. He has not hit his level 4 yet, and that is going to be all the more better for them in terms of that turtle contest.
Obviously, dude, and with right now how things are going, I feel like they have a lot of pressure being built up, especially the side of Team C3 Meraki. They got the advantage, but it's all going to actually fall down the moment they actually lose a single team fight. However, I don't think that's going to be a possibility. Nobody from the side of Team Venomous are engaging into that turtle fight, except for maybe the top lane. Alice is looking in, but he's not going to have any backup from his team. Decides on going back, but look at that. Lapu Lapu engaging again. Fredrin gets stunned. He's going to get taunted, but look at that. It's going to be Zenny getting the kill on Awid, and that's going to be another steal on the jungle. And I think, okay, Baxia's shield unity didn't actually work out there. It actually crashed into a minion, so it's not going to be possible. That anti-heal from Baxia, though, is going to make a lot of problems for the Alice. Going to take him down in a matter of seconds, and there goes Sorrel TZ2, and I think Angela's in trouble. Force the flicker out. I think that's a win regardless, and I think they might actually just looking for another invade.
And there is no respite from the side of Venomous. They're losing players left and right, even with that hard guard up, which is not the case yet. It's been 3 minutes in, and the Angela does not have her level 4 yet, and they've already sieged down the mid turret. The Brave Fighter going in. There's the engage. The Shadow Blade Slaughter being used up. Lilia with a beautiful flicker. Sal TZ will not make his way back home, but sent back to base against his will. This is an absolute show that C3 Meraki putting on. The shield unity connects, zones away. Irithil once again. Will we be seeing a pick off? No, not just yet. She will be zoned away from this fight. And look at that goal lead.
Oh man, they got all the tower gold from the mid lane. Now they're gonna push the bot lane, and they're gonna actually prioritize putting it all into the Granger. Obviously, funneling him is a good idea, especially with the way that he's playing. He's got the map sense, he's got the control over what he's doing, and he's gonna make a big problem for the side of Team Venomous to actually deal with later on. But for now, there is an even bigger problem. There's a wolf at their door. They're actually trying to go for it. They're going for the flicker, and they get on the pick off on Angela instantly. We've got Sorrow TZ also getting taken out. AOG he missing? And we've got Alice going to the back line. The ultimate is there, but Ranger is going to flicker away, and he's going to be safe for now. Look at that, though. Lilia is doing a lot of damage. They lost a lot of resources there, but they're still going at it. I think Team C3 Meraki are going to put the offensive in the... Okay, yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much what's happening. Look, the turtle spawned in.
I know what you will say, but keep that aside, Crucifix. You see the confidence coming in from these lads. The Baksha is just minding his own business in the jungle. There's another engage coming in. The Brave Fighter catching off 3. The Appraiser's Wrath. C3 Meraki bit off a little more they could chew as God Slayer takes down Zenny, giving them their first kill.
Oh, no.
But we spoke too soon. Damien with another kill.
Oh,
Arwen,
no.
will he survive? No, he will not. The Sky Piercer is going to take down the Gem Cutter as he will fall 1 to 11, completely in favor of C3 Meraki. They have complete control over the side of this jungle.
Oh, dude, this is looking very tough for the side of Team Venomous to come back from. But look at that, we've got an engage in the mid side. I think it's going to be a big grave there. But Boxia is going to get all the spotlight. He's going to take all of the jungle for himself. Death Sonata taking away Sorrel TZ's life and not giving him any mercy. But look at that, Iritho is trying to go for it. But again, this is something surprising. Ranger is supposed to be countered by Iritho regardless of whatever situation you put himself in. But again, C3 Meraki having those 3 frontliners and all of them sticking together and invading together and dishing out all the damage is going to be a big problem for that Iritho, especially because she can't even farm up. Look at that, though. They've got even one more tower in the top side. It's going to be an empty tower, but look at that. We've got right now Lapa Lapa jumping in, stunning, and he's going to go for it. The taunt gets Alice down on her knees, and Fredrin running away. Revitalize peeking up and making sure his team is all okay for the next team fight. These guys are relentless.
I mean, there is no break for the side of Venomous Esports because right now C3 Meraki is, while Venomous Esports is like that Cobra waiting for a chance to strike, C3 Meraki...
Oh no.
What?
Good grief, we're
Are
getting
you seeing what I'm seeing,
They're
Crucifix?
gonna get seeded, and we've got Venomous out of the picture, man. They're gonna lose the first game even without any pressure. You know, in the tier 3s, they're not even gonna go inside the base. It's not even 8 minutes yet, and we've got the game conceded. Dude, that's absolutely horrible, bro.
I'm shook right now. I was talking about how Venomous is a Cobra waiting for a chance to strike. But before I could, the surrender button was clicked on. And this game has come to a very surprising end. Like, not in terms of the result, but rather the way it ended.
Oh, dude, can you look at the screen right now, dude? It's absolutely chaotic. The fact that they have double the goal lead. Every member from the side of Team C3 Meraki have double the gold than whatever Team Venomous had, dude. That's absolutely horrible. But again, 1 to 14, you can't really do much against that. And all the invades, brother. All the invades. Whew.
That draft, the difference in the draft speaks volumes. You could be the highest caliber of player the country has to offer. You could be playing all your international tournaments, but if you do not have a draft that helps you succeed, that enables you to actually give you a fighting chance, this is the result that you will be facing again and again. And C3 Meraki has shown us exactly why in tournaments like the Hornbill Season 2, you need to have that best draft. You need to do your research to get the result. You know, you do not have to put any effort. That game was so clinical, and we saw what happened.
Oh, definitely, dude.
I
With
have
the
no,
way that C3
I have
Meraki
no
drafted.
words.
Exactly. With this way that even me, dude, but the way with C3 Meraki actually drafted the first 3 heroes being absolutely chunky, beefy tanks, absolute units, it was obvious that they were going to invade. And well, obviously, the side of Team C3 Meraki had those guys, but Venomous had a Gushin in the mid lane, which couldn't really help much against an invade, which is horrible again. Gushin in the mid lane does not work, guys. I absolutely hate that hero, especially in the mid lane. Jungle position, he has his own, uses and everything, especially after the buff with the movement speed and everything. No, not movement speed. The cast speed of his ultimate second phase. I think it actually works out. He's got a lot of damage. He's got a lot of escape tools. But this guy does not work well in the
Yeah, I mean,
jungle,
Jason
or
would
the
work.
mid lane.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like in a very ideal situation, maybe you could pick up the Gushing against a Farsa, a Yi Shin, maybe a little squishier comp, but not against the lineup that these guys were facing. Because right now that Bakshay was just he was not killable. He was not being able to take him down. And it we have our first surrender of Hornbill season 2, and it's coming in this match, the last game of the day between Venomous and C3 Meraki. And this time it's going to be C3 with that match point secured, going in with that first pick, and the bans will be underway. Do you think we're going to be seeing a Baksha ban?
Hopefully, because obviously we've got Boxia, who is always an S tier jungler. By the way, he's a good, he's around an A plus tier. He is in the verge of being an S tier jungler, but I wouldn't say he's bad in any way. This guy's got a lot of uh, it's everything is built into his kit. He's practically tanky. No, I'm saying practically because this guy is not actually a tank. He's tanky because of his passive. Obviously, he has flat damage reduction, which helps him a lot, especially in the early game. But it falls short in the late game. You practically have that for your tanking purposes, but that's only in the early game. So practically a tank, practically a damage dealer. You've got a lot of damage, especially with the second skill. So he's all around. So I think banning him off is a good idea if you want to actually have the early game in your bag. But we've got the first ban from the side of Team C3 Meraki being the Zushin. No surprise there. A hero that's going to be a big problem to any utility jungler, any hero that does not have mobility spells. She's going to be a big problem. And Ray in the background is probably getting really angry, upset with C3 Meraki banning off that Zushin.
I mean, shout out to our boy Ray Official. And speaking of the bans, the Lancelot is also going to be taken out. Venomous going to take out the CC. And I'm curious to see what else is going to be their response, because now they're on the back foot in both in terms of points and in terms of the draft. They do have that last pick, but they need to take good use of this opportunity, because when you get that second pick, you get to take two counter picks. Because this is not like some of the previous metas where if you pick this one hero, it is game over. It is very highly reliant on the way you draft around. So, Venomous is still in this fight as long as it not give up before it even begins.
To be fair, I think that okay, Venomous are just gonna go for the same bans of the previous game. They've got the CC, they've got the Kalea. I think they actually want to keep their options short, or I think they're afraid of what C3 Meraki can actually bring to the table with the Kalea or the CC. And again, they did have the opportunity to pick the Lapu Lapu, so I think a lot of heroes are still open. The Bane is still a possibility. Heroes like let's say a lot of heroes are open. The Shin. You've got, I'm not gonna pinpoint any heroes. I think all of them you know about them. So let's just jump into the fact that I think Venomous are not drafting right. I think they're just afraid of a few heroes and they don't want them being picked. If that's the case, just ban Bane, dude. Just ban Bane.
Yeah, Bane
Zong?
is, you can't go wrong with the Bane ban. Use Zong ban from C3 Meraki. Okay. I mean, it does make sense. Maybe they're trying to go in for an Arlott pick, and Arlott conventionally is good if you have a team that can always give you that follow up in the early game. But if they're going in for a gold rotation like we've seen them do so far with invades and whatnot, maybe it's better to just take off that Yuzong, simply because of how fast he rotates and how much he can sustain buying a lot of time. Yuzong is a menace to
Oh.
society and every opponent he faces.
Look at that, though. We've got the Rock getting picked onto the side of Team C3 Meraki. We're going to have a lot of tectonic charges and a lot of tectonic plates getting demolished because this dude, but again, this hero is something that I actually like seeing a lot. His force swing and everything just makes sure that, the teams are completely nullified. A certain portion of the team, at least, two, three people are going to be distracted throughout the team fight. This guy's going to be a big menace for them. But again, this guy, he's just a frontline beef. He can tank anything. Hmm.
And there's the Grok that's going to come up. And I'm curious to see what else they can do. They could pair that Grok with maybe a Farsa, a Phovius, not Phovius, my god, a Farsa, a Yisan. There are a lot of options open. So the opponents are responding with Baksha. This time it's going to be the side of Venomous who's going to pick up that Baksha for themselves in response, maybe preemptively picking up the Baksha. so that their members are not going to be countered out by the Bakshia.
To be fair, I think the Alice pick in the previous game, the first pick was absolutely horrid. This hero is, yeah, it's a good hero, but you got to know that this hero has a lot of, faults. You have a lot of issues when you're playing Alice, especially the early game. You're practically, unable to do much. You are tanky, and you do have a lot of mobility and some bit of damage, but that scales well in the late game. You don't have that in the early game. But Baxia gets picked off. No surprise here. C3 Meraki go for that Lapu Lapu again. And this time they go for the Yeve to actually slow down the frontliners, being Baxia and Alice. And now they're C3 Meraki not getting the chance to pick the Granger again. They're going to lose it to Venomous because obviously Venomous decide on not giving the C3 Meraki that Granger. That's tough. I mean, it is what it is.
And speaking of the draft so far, it looks like Venomous is like they're kind of shadowing the picks that C3 Meraki picked up in game one. But the question is whether it'll work. Okay, a Fanny ban. I mean, that is a very interesting ban coming in, considering you do have the Grok on your side already, which is like you throw one diagonal wall, Fanny's cables get messed up altogether. And Yeve and Lapu both are not really fragile picks in compared to Fanny. Yeve is able to kite around pretty well into as long as she can play around that turret. So I mean that is a little confusing in terms of the bans. But the other bans on the side of Venomous is going to be that 1/1 once again, like you mentioned, that S tier farmer and a Claude. Okay, okay. I'm curious as to what the game plan is. Crucifix, could you tell me what do you think these teams are thinking?
See, the fact that Granger is a linear hero, that all of his damage comes from linear skill shots, he is going to rely on a lot of linear, gameplay. I think heroes like Harriet, 1/1, Claude can actually escape from that and have this 360, attack pattern. They can't really be hit as often as Granger would want to hit them. So I think these heroes getting banned, no surprise, but you're still leaving that Irithel open. Irithel is a hero that can just run around the Ranger and completely nullify any damage that's coming from it. And again, well, Ranger is a linear hero, so he's gonna have a tough time dealing damage to heroes that run around a lot, and also escape a lot of his skill shots, which again is linear in pattern. So I think those heroes getting banned is no surprise, but Irithel, that's what I'm so confused about. But look at that. Talking about that, we've got the Harriet in the goal lane. No surprise. A good counter to the Granger, obviously, because of the way he can use his chrono dashes to actually escape. All of Granger's is Rhapsodies and Death Sonatas. So it's no surprise. Hayabusa in the jungle, bro. I think that's actually not bad in my opinion, especially against Granger and Lunox. But Brilliance Ultimate, maybe a good problem.
Okay, the Hayabusa and versus the Kaja. Okay. I mean, those are very interesting picks because we've not seen the Harith in the gold lane for a while. And I guess the Kaja is that response on the side of Venomous. They want to use the suppression that Kaja brings to the table to lock down the Harith before his Zaman force can really allow him to dash around too much.
Well, to be honest, not just the Harith, I mean the Hayabusa too, because if you want to keep the Granger alive and well, you've got to make sure the Hayabusa is going to be, cornered out. The whip is not going to actually just be for the Harriets, but again, the Hayabusa too. But do you think it's going to actually just work out? Because they've got the Alice, they've got the Kaja, they've got the Baxia. Do you think that's actually going to go work out against maybe the Lapu Lapu, the Rock, and the Hayabusa? Is it going to work out? Is the question. But hey, talking about that, Baldy, we're in the land of Dawn for another match for the best of three. We've got Team C3 Meraki at game point, and Team Venomous really need a comeback right now.
I mean, definitely these teams need, I think both these teams want to get that early game as smooth as possible so they can snowball comfortably. Right now, Kerbeck's putting in a little zone onto Zenny. He will have a favorable lane until, the next few minutes, it's going to be in his favor. Both teams just, trying to get that retribution onto the Little Wanderer, and it's going to actually be the Hayabusa who picks it up for themselves. Is there a possible engage? Nothing much for now. No team having enough damage to break through the amount of sustain either side has.
Oh, the front lines are gonna have a field day right now, but look at that Chrono Dash, no actual follow up. I think Rangers are gonna be fine for now, but look at that Hayabusa has already decided on taking the Horned Lizard away from the side of Team Venomous, increasing the farm disparity a little more, and I think that's gonna be a very dangerous thing, especially for a hero like Boxia. You really need all the farm that you can get, and you got a pretty tanky. Oh, look at that Lapu Lapu's low on HP, but he's gonna actually tank it up. He's gonna actually just take all the damage.
And a good start coming in from both sides. Like, there's not many major. Oh, right, as I spoke, a flicker gets baited out by Salt Easy, and without that flicker, he's going to be that much more vulnerable to the ministrations that Super Aim is going to bring to that table. He has to be a lot more careful. The turtle is up. Which team do you think is going to have a better time?
I think with the way that they have the advantage, especially after the first game, Team C3 Meraki do have the chances of taking the turtle even, more than what Venomous have. But look at that, we've got Hayabusa. I mean, Kakashi jumping in. No ultimate for the Luna. Sorrow TZ going down. First blood. I'm expensive is going to go down too for that expensive trade-off that he made. But Boxia is going to find the opening to actually take the turtle down. But look at that RWM from the Yves. It's going to keep Boxia away. And I think that's actually very important, especially knowing the fact that C3 Meraki's Hayabusa was taken out, so they needed to take down, the time to actually let him come back, make sure they have an advantage. But look at that bot lane, we've got the Chrono Dashes. Do you think Granger? Yeah, he's not going to find a kill. Oh, the flicker and the first draw game in the bot lane. But look at that, we've got the turtle being started by the side of Team Venomous. I think that's a little too overextending. But look at that, we've got the tectonic charge. We've got I'm Expensive taking the turtle, and we've got Super M taking down the Boxia. Alice trying to force his way into the enemy side. Lapu Lapu low on HP. Brock saving him in the last second, but Alice is still going to find a way to get the kill on him. Kerbex, he's still a little too deep inside the enemy's, front line. I think he's going to actually be forced back. No, nothing too serious there.
And looking at the way the situation is going right now, Pseudo Wudo, I mean, I love that Pokemon, but looking at the trade so far, that solo kill on the bot side, I mean, both sides trading solo kills, that is quite special. But look at that, the gold crab being stolen away by the Granger. Is we going to see the Zaman pose? Yes, we do. Chrono dashes left and right. Harith trying to put in a metric ton of damage, and he does succeed in zoning away the musician from his minions once again.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this guy's actually playing it pretty smart. In the mid lane, I think we're going to see a little bit of a problem. I think not. I think Lunux does have the, Brilliance ultimate, so he's going to be safe. Top lane, nothing much, but look at that. Hayabusa is trying to get the Kaja? Yeah, I mean, I think he's trying to just get the, bird.
And okay, a beautiful wall coming in, forced to use up the Brilliance. Salteezy will back off for now. And there's still a few seconds, just close to half a minute before this next turtle is up. And you can see, Super M and Damien putting in a lot of pressure, showing themselves around that jungle area, not allowing the side of Venomous to really get a proper idea as to what is going on. Oh, top side, off camera, there is a huge brawl going in. Kerbex got popped out very low, forced to use up that ultimate, gets zoned away from this fight, but there is the river guiding everyone towards that turtle, telling them that it's time for you guys to go and contest for your team. The EXP laners are making their way down. 3 bodies from the side of Venomous on the bot side. There is the suplex, a beautiful break. Oh my god, a beautiful flank coming in, a massive real world manipulation and tectonic charge. The combo is perfect. There's nobody who could stop the onslaught. 3 men down from the side of Venomous. Will they make it 4? They're so close to doing it. They made it happen nearly. Super Aim with the wall. Godfather Haney showing them who's boss as he gets the 4th man. Kerbex also popped insanely low. And that was nearly a wipeout.
I mean, it wouldn't technically be a wipeout, but look at that. We've got the Hayabusa using the Ogi Shadow Kill. He's low on HP. He might just get caught, but look at that. The save from the Brock is going to keep him alive. And the stun from the Lapu Lapu is going to put Lunux in the point of actually having to use the Brilliance to escape. 2 against 5. I think it's not going to be a good idea for them to actually continue this fight, but look at that. We've got Harriet coming in. We've got the ultimate from the Alice catching 3, and there's going to be a big problem here. He's a little too off position, and Zaman Force is going to force him to go back to the base, but it's not going to be Zaman Force. It's going to be Zenny who's going to actually get the kill on him, and they're going to force the mid tower down, I think.
And looking at the situation right now, C3 Meraki has definitely got a much better mid-game control as we speak. Their goal lead is also shifting in towards their favor. While the Granger is dishing out a decent chunk of damage, they do not have enough sustain to really stop the side of Super Im from just walking in and walking out. Because they have Zenny too. And even if you dodge all of what these guys have to offer, you have to watch out for Kakashi with that quad shadow, able to dive into any backlane at any time. And as we speak, what is happening on the bot side? He does exactly that. The quad shadow with the OG shadow kill, too much to Pseudo Voodoo to handle. He used up the flicker, but it is not enough as he gets taken down for the 3rd time in this match too.
Oh, look at the tectonic charge charging in, making sure 2 people are down. Yee getting the first kill, and Harry is getting the second one, and that's going to be a double kill for the side of team, C3 Meraki. No, cut that short. It's going to be a triple kill and an instant wipeout, especially knowing the fact that Granger was out of the picture. They're going to force the mid tier 1, and they're going to force the bot tier 2, and the turtle is going to go to the side of team C3 Meraki with no resistance from the side of Team Venomous whatsoever. But look at that. They're going to go with the Zaman Force. Harriet gets caught by the whip, and he's going to get completely shut down there by Lunux, none other. Sarl TZ doing what he has to be doing, obviously, but look at that. There still might be a chance that they're going to lose the turtle. They did have the advantage. Boxia trying to go in. He's looming around the enemy's areas. I think it's not going to be possible. The Retribution is going to secure it. The wall is going to be completely wasted there. The stun and every bit of follow-up. I think Boxy is going to be still alive for now. The ultimate Yogi Shadow kill on the back line. But look at that. We've got the wall and the ultimate tectonic charge, giving a transfer certificate to the enemies. Venomous absolutely outwitted there and completely out of their, out of their depths, dude.
My God. Super Im is going crazy right now with those sets, those tectonic charges not giving any space for Venomous to catch a breath. And right now they're being pushed back further and further into their base. Not before they lose a life, they lose another body. Godslayer not being able to use the Divine Judgment to its full potential gets taken down as the Zaman Force allows Damien to dash out and pick up his double kill with the next Chrono Dash. He is poking them down. Haney and team putting in so much work. Look at the KDA of each member. Look at Super Im and Haney. I think both of these guys are fighting for that MVP at this point.
Oh man, look at that though, that flicker, tectonic charge catching 3, but look at Hayabusa getting the kill on Boxia. We've got Hayabusa getting the double kill, but Super M is going to fall down, but not after he gets 3 people down from the enemy's side. They're going to force the mid lane tier 3, and Hayabusa is going to go to the back line, making sure he gets a mega kill, but the tower is going to take down Hayabusa, and we've got Harriet pushing on the bot lane tier 3, and there's going to be an easy GG's, unless of course Alice has something to say about it. He's going to catch Harriet, but the stun's going to miss from the Lapu Lapu. Harriet is going to follow up with that beautiful as a man force, and he's going to find the kill on Kerbex. But look at that, the stun going in. I don't think there's going to be any follow-up. Kaja finds his way to actually pull the Lapu Lapu out of all heroes. I think that's not the best course of action, but he does not have the flicker. So he has to choose whatever is closest to him, and he did, but no kills there.
And Venomous is collapsing in front of our eyes. That scoreboard 22-7 is not a good look. Even that goal lead is hitting the 10k mark any moment, and having a 10k goal lead on your opponents right before that enhanced lord is also up is an insane statement. I mean, it's very hard to believe that any team will find themselves in this spot despite having such a decent start in the early game. and that's only been possible because of Super Aim
Oh
inside.
no.
I'm Expensive picks up the Lord. There is a set. Kerbex catching 3, a beautiful set, but Tectonic Charge catches up 2. Harith cannot be stopped. He is unstoppable, going in for his final Chrono Dash. God Slayer will also be taken down. Iwin and Kerbex forced to
Oh, the
back
flicker.
off. The flicker, an aggressive flicker coming in by the gold laner. Pseudo Voodoo on the bot side trying to catch out Zenny. Will he get the kill? No, he will not. Killing spree picked up by the Lapu. They are styling on Venomous right now. It is basically a wipeout. It is only the Bakshia, and yes, it is confirmed. The Bakshia is taken down. There are the recalls. It is over for the side of Venomous Esports. The ages will crumble along with their dreams in this round of 32 as we have a winner. C3 Meraki takes home the win.
There is no way, dude. That was an easy game for the side of Team C3 Meraki. Venomous, I think they actually locked up mainly on the drafting. I feel like the second game was a little too underwhelming for the side of Team C3 Meraki to even consider as a big threat. But well, we all saw that what happened. I think even with all the the most meta heroes, the most effective tactics available, you can't really have a chance at winning unless you have good teamwork and good coordination. Obviously, we saw that Team C3 Meraki had the better one. I'd be very honest with you. Venomous did have good coordination, but they were gapped pretty hard by C3 Meraki.
And that Grok completely dismantled Venomous Esports. And I'm curious to see, do you think it's going to be him as the MVP or Godfather Haney? Nope, the mage will steal
Godfather
it
Haney.
away, dying a few. Yup, Godfather Haney showing why he is the boss, picking up that MVP 11.6. No deaths at all. A few, even, a brilliant performance all around from each member coming in from the side of C3 Meraki. A very dominating win. They forced a surrender in game one and ended in 11 minutes in the next game. I think this is the perfect confidence boost you need to head into the next round.
That's got to be the fastest best of three that I've actually seen in a while. I'll be very honest. But wait, how many minutes did the first game last? 6 minutes, right? The
I,
second game,
yeah,
11 minutes.
30.
So you got like a 17-minute best of three. Absolutely crazy how they actually were able to be efficient with the time that they actually used. Best of three that was completely, you completely efficient. This is surprisingly, yeah. Again, this is the fastest best of three that I've seen ever.
And yup, with that, folks, this has been. We will be back tomorrow with another day two. A lot of fun games to go. And once again, this would not have been possible without our amazing sponsors for Hornbill Esports Season 2. It is none other than Naga Beans, a Korean cafe in Kohima, Nagaland Doors, an expert Nagaland based brand, local brand specializing in custom made doors, interior solutions, and architectural products. And this tournament is being organized by none other than ESAN, that is our Esports Association of Nagaland, and the Department of Youth Resources and Sports, the Government of Nagaland. We thank all our viewers for being here and staying with us the whole time. Please be tuned in for tomorrow's games.
No dashes. Do you think Granger? Yeah, he's not
Oh,
gonna find a kill. Oh, the flicker.
combo is perfect. There's nobody who could stop the onslaught. 3 men down from the side of Venomous. Will they make it 4? They're so close to doing it. They made it happen nearly. Super aim with the wall. Godfather Haney showing them who's boss as he gets the 4th man. Kerbex quad shadow with the OG shadow kill. Too much to Pseudo Voodoo to handle. He used up the flicker, but it is not enough as he gets taken down for the 3rd time in this match too.
Oh, look at the tectonic charge charging in, making sure 2 people are down. He's getting the first kill, and Harry is getting the second one, and that's going to be a double kill. Completely wasted there. The stun and every bit of follow-up. I think Boxy is going to be still alive for now. The ultimate Yogi shadow kill on the back line, but look at that. We've got the wall and the ultimate tectonic charge, giving a transfer certificate to the enemies. Venomous absolutely outwitted there. And
he is poking them down. Haney and team putting in so much work. Look at the KDA of each member. Look at Super Im and Haney. I think both of these guys are fighting for that MVP at this point.
Oh man, look at that though. That flicker, tectonic charge catching 3. But look at Hayabusa again.
An aggressive flicker coming in by the gold laner. Pseudo Voodoo on the bot side trying to catch out Zenny. Will he get the kill? No, he will not. Killing spree picked up by the Lapu. They are styling on Venomous right now. It is basically a wipeout. There is only the Bakshia, and yes, it is confirmed. The Bakshia is taken down.
HP. And the bot side, we've got a lot of Rhapsodies going into Irithel's face, and I think that's going to be very dangerous for her to actually keep staying in that position there. But look at that, we've got Fredrin being invaded by Boxia, a lot of pressure coming in with Lilia, and they are going for an early game invade. They got the taunt, but then again, it's going to be the Revitalize keeping them alive. Great Zenny getting the kill on A-Wade, and that's going to be another steal on the jungle. And I think, okay, Boxia's shield unity didn't actually work out there. It actually crashed into a minion, so it's not going to be possible. That anti-heal from Boxia, though, is going to make a lot of problems for the Alice. Going to take him down in a matter of seconds, and there goes Sorrow TZ2. And
from the side, for the side of Venomous, they're losing players left and right. Even with that hard guard up, which is not the case yet. It's been 3 minutes in, and the Angela does not have her level 4 yet. And they've already sieged down the mid turret, the Brave Fighter going in. There's the engage, the Shadow Blade Slaughter being used up. Lilia with a beautiful flicker. Salt
with later on. But for now, there is an even bigger problem. There's a wolf at their door. They're actually trying to go for it. They're going for the flicker, and they get on the pickoff on Angela. Instantly, we've got Sorrow TZ also getting taken out, AOG missing, and we've got Alice going to the back line. The ultimate is there, but Ranger is going to flicker away, and he's going to be safe for now. Look at that.
Coming in from these lads. The Bakshia is just minding his own business in the jungle. There's another engage coming in. The Brave Fighter catching off 3. The Appraiser's Wrath. C3 Meraki bit off a little more they could chew as God Slayer takes down Zenny, giving them their first kill. Oh, no. But we spoke too soon. Damien with another kill.
Oh no way! And I think that's actually very important, especially knowing the fact that C3 Meraki's Hayabusa was taken out. So they needed to take down, the time to actually let him come back. Make sure they have an advantage. But look at that bot lane. We've got the chrono dashes. Do you think Granger? Yeah, he's not going to find a kill. Oh, the flicker
combo is perfect. There's nobody who could stop the onslaught. 3 men down from the side of Venomous. Will they make it 4? They're so close to doing it. They made it happen nearly. Super aim with the wall. Godfather Haney showing them who's boss as he gets the 4th man. Kerbex Watch Shadow with the OG Shadow kill. Too much to Pseudo Voodoo to handle. He used up the flicker, but it is not enough as he gets taken down for the 3rd time in this match too.
Oh, look at the tectonic charge, charging in, making sure 2 people are down. He's getting the first kill, and Harry is getting the second one, and that's going to be a double kill. Completely wasted there. The stun and every bit of follow-up. I think Boxy is going to be still alive for now. The ultimate Yogi Shadow kill on the back line, but look at that. We've got the wall and the ultimate tectonic charge, giving a transfer certificate to the enemies. Venomous absolutely outwitted there. And
he is poking them down. Haney and team putting in so much work. Look at the KDA of each member. Look at Super Im and Henny. I think both of these guys are fighting for that MVP at this point.
Oh man, look at that though. That flicker, tectonic charge catching 3. Oh, look at Hayabusa.
An aggressive flicker coming in by the gold laner. Pseudo Voodoo on the bot side trying to catch out Zenny. Will he get the kill? No, he will not. Killing spree picked up by the Lapu. They are styling on Venomous right now. It is basically a wipeout. There is only the Bakshia, and yes, it is confirmed. The Bakshia is taken down.
HP. And the bot side, we've got a lot of Rhapsodies going into Irithel's face, and I think that's going to be very dangerous for her to actually keep staying in that position there. But look at that, we've got Fredrin being invaded by Boxia, a lot of pressure coming in with Lilia, and they are going for an early game invade. They got the taunt, but then again, it's going to be the Revitalize keeping them alive. Great Zenny getting the kill on A-Wade, and that's going to be another steal on the jungle. And I think, okay, Boxia's shield unity didn't actually work out there. It actually crashed into a minion, so it's not going to be possible. That anti-heal from Boxia, though, is going to make a lot of problems for the Alice. Going to take him down in a matter of seconds, and there goes Sorrow TZ2. And
from the side, for the side of Venomous, they're losing players left and right. Even with that hard guard up, which is not the case yet. It's been 3 minutes in, and the Angela does not have her level 4 yet. And they've already sieged down the mid turret, the Brave Fighter going in. There's the engage, the Shadow Blade Slaughter being used up. Lilia with a beautiful flicker. Salt
with later on. But for now, there is an even bigger problem. There's a wolf at their door. They're actually trying to go for it. They're going for the flicker, and they get on the pickoff on Angela instantly. We've got Sarah Lupizzi also getting taken out, AOG missing, and we've got Alice going to the back line. The ultimate is there, but Ranger is going to flicker away, and he's going to be safe for now. Look at that.
Coming in from these lads. The Berkshire is just minding his own business in the jungle. There's another engage coming in. The Brave Fighter catching off 3. The Appraiser's Wrath. C3 Meraki bit off a little more they could chew as God Slayer takes down Zenny, giving them their first kill.
Oh, no.
But we spoke too soon. Damien with another kill.
Oh no! Way, and I think that's actually very important, especially knowing the fact that C3 Meraki's Hayabusa was taken out. So they needed to take down, the time to actually let him come back. Make sure they have an advantage. But look at that bot lane. We've got the chrono dashes. Do you think Granger? Yeah, he's not gonna find a kill. Oh, the flicker
combo is perfect. There's nobody who could stop the onslaught. 3 men down from the side of Venomous. Will they make it 4? They're so close to doing it. They made it happen nearly. Super aim with the wall. Godfather Haney showing them who's boss as he gets the 4th man. Kerbeck's Quad Shadow with the OG Shadow kill. Too much to Pseudo Voodoo to handle. He used up the flicker, but it is not enough as he gets taken down for the 3rd time in this match too.
Oh, look at the Tectonic Charge charging in, making sure 2 people are down. Eve getting the first kill, and Harry is getting the second one, and that's going to be a double kill. Completely wasted there. The stun and every bit of follow-up. I think Boxy is going to be still alive for now. The ultimate Yogi Shadow kill on the back line, but look at that. We've got the wall and the ultimate Tectonic Charge, giving a transfer certificate to the enemies. Venomous absolutely outwitted there, and he is